Well, we already started.
Oh no. Okay, just real quick. That finale was crazy. I loved that finale.
Oh, you're talking about the boys, yeah,
The
yeah.
boys, yeah. I really liked it. I think it was like a lot of people are like comparing it to 2 episodes ago. That was like really crazy, but I think that the way it was messy and drama, I think that was worth it. I think that was the way to end it. The way that it got really messy. Like I didn't know who to root for. I was like, I guess so. Fight that person, you know.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. It if that show's becoming way more of a
Reality check.
yeah, it's more of a it's less of a parody and more of reality. With every season.
The fact that they were able to pull off like something like that one person, the quote they did with the Fifth Avenue thing, it's crazy. Like, I could take care of someone in Fifth Avenue, people would cheer for me and all that. And it's like, wow, they did that in the show. That and Stranger Things, that finale was also really good. That was really good.
Yes, sir. Let me check the sound. So Jay, wake up
Okay.
and talk.
Yeah, wake up.
No, I'm just looking at the title.
Yeah.
I
Jay,
was
so
letting you guys talk about the boys, man.
the boys, yeah.
Don't be coming at me.
Yeah, Jay, I saw on Twitter your favorite character is also Todd, huh? Todd is such a great guy, man. He's the
Yeah,
best
fuck him.
best character in the show.
Yeah.
Oh man, dance, dance.
All right, we're good. We sound good.
Oh, okay, dude, I'm gonna download Cricket 22 on my PlayStation.
Cricket 22. Are you are you in the UK? You have a UK PS5?
Yeah, man, gotta download all the Brits in it.
Who do you know in the UK? You got a UK PS5. You know those UK
Who do I
furnishings.
know? What like what aspect?
I mean Cricket. Like
Cricket. Oh,
who downloads Cricket in USA as a game?
Oh, well, everyone. It's the hottest thing.
The hottest thing. Okay. Woo.
Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Oh, you an owl now?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm scared because I want to play a game, but I feel like it'll make me a monster. Let me know if it does. I'm gonna put on Destiny 2. I re-downloaded it. Uh, gonna try and get back into it a little bit.
Go for it. Yeah, man.
All right, you guys ready?
No. Yes, I am.
I'm ready. I'm just tagging Corey Barlog in this tweet.
Whoa.
Oh man.
Corey, the man himself.
Yeah. He
Hey,
might be up this
just
morning.
like last week, he's not gonna answer, man.
Hey, he pressed the like button.
No, he didn't.
Copium.
Stop lying to yourself, man. Come on.
He definitely pressed the like button. He tuned in for a little bit, but then he heard you talking about something and left.
Oh, that's what it was.
He just heard the voice and he was like, "Nah, I don't like to listen to this guy."
Yeah, man. My voice is like velvet. All right, so
Like velvet. Yeah.
yeah, man.
He's like Versace's on the floor.
Bruh.
All right, guys, let's get started. Guys, welcome to the 68th episode of the DualShock Sense Podcast. I'm your host, Soul, the connoisseur anime wife, who's joined by the full crew this week. We got Macho here. How you doing, man?
What's up, everybody? It's the King of Kingdom Hearts and the Final Fantasy fanatic. I'm doing great, man. We had like one really crappy day during the week, but you know what? It's not gonna break the good vibes, man. Great games. We got release dates for games. We're playing games. I'm excited, man.
Sir, yes, sir. We also got Walt here, back from his little hiatus. How you doing, man?
How's it going, y'all? Anime Expo has rejuvenated me, and although it was very cramped, my social battery has refilled and also depleted. But I'm ready to talk games. What's a video game? I haven't played video games this last week because I was just busy recouping from the damn Expo. That was insane. It was like more than 100K people. It was like 100,000 people over there. It was insane. And max capacity is like 20K of that place. So pretty crazy. I'm ready to play games, talk games, talk. It's a good week. A lot of good stuff. Am I right, y'all? Am I right, boys?
We missed you, Will. We missed you.
Jay's like, nah.
Oh man.
Oh man, but yeah.
Yeah, we got a good show for you guys. Lots to talk about. Lots to talk
Yes,
about.
sir.
So yeah, before we get started, I want to remind everyone to go ahead and share out the podcast, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. We would greatly appreciate it. So yeah, we're gonna start things off just like we normally do and talk about the games that we've been playing this week. I'll go first because mine is really not much. I re-downloaded Dragon's Age. That's what that game's called, right? Dragon Age or Dragon's Age? Jesus Christ, man! I'm starting out great.
What?
Dragon's
Dragon
Age?
Dragon
Dragon Balls?
Dragon-
Dragon something?
That game,
Dragon-
Inquisition. Inquisition.
Yeah, Dragon Age Inquisition, Dragon these nuts. Yeah.
Dragon Age Inquisition. Yeah, that's the one. So I re-downloaded that one, thinking that it was that it would help my like RPG fix. I'm just like always in apparently, or that it would help me get out of my gaming funk. And then quickly after like 5 hours I put into it, I remembered, oh yeah, I don't really like this game. So I deleted it off my dashboard. So that was that. Really, that's like about it. I played like 20 minutes of Prey. I'm hoping to really get into that, but like I don't know, Macho. Like I was telling you last week, like I'm not really like in a playing game or gaming mood, to be honest, right now.
Do you just sit in a chair and stare at a wall all week, or like?
No, so like I've been reading books a lot more, watching TV, of course. So I guess this is probably like the biggest thing that I did this week. I finished Young Justice, Outsiders, finished that season. But then also, this is something I didn't know, but there's like a whole like DC animated like universe now with like their recent movies, and it started with the Flashpoint movie in 2013. And this is something I didn't know because I just like out of the blue this week watched Batman Hush, which is really fucking cool. I didn't like how it ended with who Hush actually ended up being. But overall, I really enjoyed the movie. But yeah, so I didn't know that movie is like part of like a wider, like animated cinematic universe. So I went all the way back to the beginning, and now I'm watching like Flashpoint and starting with that. And yeah, I'm really excited to get started with that. Really, aside from that, like honestly, it's not been much. So, yeah, I think.
Well,
that's
how'd you
it,
like
really.
Young Justice? I didn't watch the final season, so.
Yeah, it's probably the weakest season out of all of them, but like it still had some really, really cool moments.
Cool.
Like I thought the way that they resolved Artemis's story, and I'm not saying that she died or anything like that, but like the way that they resolved her plot line with Flash or Kid Flashes, I thought was really, really cool.
Nice.
There was some really cool nostalgic stuff with like the original core members and how it kind of tied back to season 1. I thought that stuff was pretty cool. I wish we got more Bat Family stuff in there. Like I feel like they teased us with like there's like literally a group with Katana, or I don't know. I don't think her name's Katana, but or maybe it is. It's like Katana, a character named Orphan, and then Robin and a couple other people. But yeah, there's like literally like a Bat Family like little group, and they only got like literally like a couple scenes together in the season. I was really sad about that because like they were really cool, man. I wanted more of them.
Yeah, I
And
think I only remember Batgirl from last time I was watching it.
Yeah,
But I know they have more like involved in later seasons. But the last one I remember, I think it was the second or third season, where it was like there was a Wonder Girl and then Batgirl. That's something like that.
Yeah. Warner Girl was pretty cool. I loved her. Okay, so there was. Okay, so yeah, Katana is a member of the Bat Family in the Young Justice. So it's Katana, obviously Oracle, and then a girl named Orphan, who I think is Cassie Cage. I want to say.
Oh, interesting. I know who that is.
Uh, yeah. I don't know. I may be wrong on that, but I know I'm pretty sure Cassie Cage is like in this. And then another girl named Spoiler.
Oh,
Like
spoiler.
yeah, she is a part of the group as well. And then Arrowette, I think, is a part of the group as well. Yeah, it's just comprised of like a really cool group of heroes. But overall, I still enjoyed the season.
Mm.
The fucking villain is dumb as hell. It's this character named Granny Goodness, and
Okay.
it's just dumb, man. And like I don't know, like she has her moments where she's terrifying, but like it's a grandma who works with Darkseid, and it's I don't know, it's just like it's just weird because she's always like, oh, won't you tell your granny, like things like that, and like I don't know, man. There's times whenever she would say that, it would like take the air out of the room, and I wasn't afraid of her anymore. But um,
Well, damn.
otherwise, it was cool seeing like all the members, growing up and stuff like that. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Just reading, sort of, I guess Young Justice as well. More DC animated stuff.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, I mean that's pretty much it for me. What about you guys?
Want to go for it? Well, I know you say you haven't really played much, but I guess you could talk about
Mm.
the Anime Expo. That's probably the most exciting thing.
So my video game was surviving Anime Expo.
It's smelling good.
Honestly,
And the
so
social
I
life.
so I wore a mask the whole time, obviously, um, because I wasn't gonna breathe that air. Um,
Even he
to
knows.
be fair, so I went all 4 days, right? I was exhausted. First day I chose to just do scouting and just like feel it out, do a vibe check every room, figure out where everything was, uh,
Is that the
find
day
out
you
how.
sent me the Final Fantasy 14 stuff?
I, yeah, yeah,
Oh, cool.
yeah, yeah. It was a big billboard or a big like uh, sign up front, a big screen that had different ads playing. One of them was the Final Fantasy 14 ad. Uh,
Yes,
Not that I
sir.
had enough of those every Saturday. Um, and there was a One Piece ad, and and it was really cool because one of the ads, I don't know which one it was, but it was like a 3D ad. So if you were looking at it from an angle, it looked like the characters were coming out of the screen. It was really cool.
Oh, nice.
Um,
Yeah. You saw the bus and you're like, that's Macho.
yeah, no, everywhere I saw, I couldn't escape you. I was like, I was like Tom Holland in Homecoming, or in No Way Home. Everywhere I look, I can only see him, and instead of Tony, it's you. Um, yeah, I got there early. The line was absolutely insane. The first day I actually got there without a problem. Like I got in without a problem. I needed my COVID like wristband to determine that I was either vaccine or had a negative test. Uh, it happened that the security guards were sometimes not even looking at the cards and just giving them out. They wouldn't even make sure that the people were like negative.
Oh,
Uh,
geez, really?
yeah, apparently I heard like one of the people that I met, they were like, "Oh no, yeah, I just got this." Like she just didn't even look at the ticket at the thing at the like vaccine card. And I was like, "Oh, all right,
You're like, I'm in trouble.
all right, let's keep having fun,
this this
y'all."
is this is fine.
So it was really cool. So you had the exhibit hall, which was all the booths, all the Atlas was there. I got a Persona figure, a Persona Joker figure. It's a red variant, so it's like the Smash variant. Um,
Cool.
it was like Comic Con exclusive, whatever. Uh, that's where all the what you call it, like meet and greets were. If there was someone at a booth, you had the Genshin booth, you had the Bandai Namco booth. Uh, you had everything. There was an artist alley that was a floor beneath. That was where the worst like air quality was because it was underground and there was a lot of people and everyone was cramped up as well. That's where all the signings were. That's where I met Robbie Damon. I met the Trash Taste Boys, so like Sea Dog, Giguk, and Anime Man. They were all there doing signings throughout the weekend and taking pictures. There was the entertainment hall. That's where literally the video games are. There's a League of Legends booth. There's an arcade area. There's a photo taking section with all the backgrounds. There's the beer garden outside, which it's exactly that. You can drink there. There's corn dogs. There's all types of foods and over there. There's food trucks all around the convention. There's a food court. It's a massive place. It's huge.
I didn't realize it was such a big event.
Dude, it's like I think it's probably one of the biggest anime events in like the world and like the States. And so the thing was, it had been 2 years since the last Anime Expo, and this is the first time that Trash Taste came to the States. So not only would you have pent up weeps, you had pent up Trash Taste fans. So they're like, oh, we're all going.
Wonderful.
Yeah. What's crazy is that there was a lot of volunteers. So like people that were not getting paid were actually working as well.
My God.
Yeah. It was kind of insane because one of the experiences I had for the Trash Taste panel, so they were lining up outside, right, the general line, and it was already packed up to where the line would form, but then the line kept forming all the way across the outside, and 3 separate tails formed, so it was a chaotic mess. I got to the end of that tail, and I was like, oh, is this where it is? No, whatever. Time passed, volunteers started going, you know, if you're here for Trash Taste, you have 0% chance of getting in. If you're here for Trash Taste, you are not getting in. Because it was already packed. Everyone dispersed. Fine. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to stalk my prey. I'm going to stay around here. And I stayed on the sidelines.
You stalk your prey at Anime Expo. That's nice.
And I was around, I'm going to stalk the line. That's what I was stalking. Literally. So the beer garden is like, it's outside. I was in front of the beer garden, and then in front of me was the line. So I was stalking the end of the line. You creep, stalking the line. So whatever. An hour passes. They have a volunteer with a line that says "line that's here," and then she would tell people it's capped, it's capped, it's capped. Like you cannot go in. Well, I started talking with her, and I was like, yeah. Do you have any advice for these things? And I was just waiting. I'm just chilling, seeing if I can get an opportunity to like go in. They start getting people in. The line outside breaks in. They all cut in. The entire line that was outside, they cut through the second group.
Holy crap.
And the volunteer's like, no, wait, oh no. And she like trying to stop people. And I'm like, what are you doing? You're not getting paid or anything. Why are you putting your life in danger right now? And I'm like, it's a group. All right. And I slip in with the group.
Jesus Christ.
And I made it inside, boys. And I was able to see the guys.
Wow.
I was able to see the Trash Taste panel. It was disorganized. They were understaffed.
So it wasn't worth it?
It was worth it because I had a blast. Because honestly, because I met a lot of people and I saw a lot of cool things. I met like professional cosplayers that I didn't know were gonna be there. I met my first VTuber. Like it was so. God. So here's the crazy thing: the one VTuber I met was Iron Mouse, she's a Puerto Rican. That's why I even support her.
Oh,
she
cool.
Not only is she Puerto Rican, she's super cool. And she's actually like, I can relate with a lot of things that she talks about. And she's overall fun. So the way that they were doing meet and greets with VTubers is they had a screen, they had this whole setup where the signal was the most powerful on that like antenna or whatever. And
they had her.
Yeah, they had them, like any VTuber, they had a camera and you could stand in front of them and like talk with them. They had a mic and everything. And it was like you were talking with them in real time. And it was the last day. I was watching from afar or just seeing the meet and greet and whatever. And this guy approaches us with me and 2 guys that I met over there. And we were like the bros for the weekend. And this guy was like, do you guys like Iron Mouse? And we're like, yeah. And he's like, how long have y'all been watching? And we're like legit, we're like 2 years. Like, I don't follow her for that long. She's like, oh, cool. And he's like, oh, cool. Here you go. and he gives us a ticket for the meet and greet. And I'm like, what?
Oh wow.
And he just disappears into the crowd. And I'm like, what happened? and the guys
This
are
anime
like,
angel blessed you with the meet and greet.
legit. And we get in line, and you needed a ticket that they were doing early, like it was sold out. So like he gave us his. Needless to say, we got to the front. I was number 42, so they were doing it numbered. And when I got to her, I started talking to her in Spanish, and she got really excited. She was like, "Oh my gosh, yeah, I recognize that accent." And, "Oh, you're from the island." And she was like, and we had a blast, man. She was really
Cool.
like surprised and everything. And I saw a stream, and she made a remark on it. She was like, "This Puerto Rican guy came," and I was like, "Oh, I recognize this." And I'm like, "Oh, cool, she remembers." Like it stood out.
That's cool.
So that was an experience. That was a great closer. Uh, the whole weekend was awesome. Mogul Money Live happened nearby. If I had known, I would have gone. That's Ludwig's whole thing. Ludwig and Hassan Piker were there streaming. Carl Jacobs was there streaming. Uh, Jessica Negri was around there with her cosplay. There was a lot of professional
Oh, of course
cosplayers
she
around.
was. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool, man. It was very disorganized, but I I was on my own, so I made it work because I could move on my own like pretty well. I knew where to go, when, and whatever.
Yeah, it's kind of the best things about those, I guess, like gatherings or sorts of like those expos. Because when
Yeah.
you're rolling with a crew, it's a little more difficult. But like I remember for
Hmm.
PAX East when I went with the Lords of Gaming crew, and we moved as a unit for most of the part.
Right.
But whenever we had like meetings or sorts, that's when we would break off and do our own thing. I remember I had one day where I just had a free day. I can go wherever booth I wanted. Obviously, I went to the Final Fantasy one,
Hell
and
yeah.
I just had a blast. So yeah, when you go by like when you row by your own boat and those kind of things, it feels like an open field. It's really cool.
And what was so cool is that the people that I met, of course I met them there, so we weren't like we didn't have plans together. But whenever we were like going to a panel, we would tell each other, okay, we'll meet up over there, and we would split up, and we would try to go there with our own means, and then we tell us, oh, I'm in the front, oh, I'm in the back. Like we wouldn't be together because then we'd risk, having to be like having the people say like, oh no, you're in a group, you have to wait, it's full or whatever. No, we would try and get in there like individually.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
yeah, I feel like if you're gonna go to this type of convention with a group, you really, really need to look at the schedule and plan it out because it gets capped really quick. And I mean really quick. Like the lines are capped immediately. So it's important to like get there early. You know how early, you know what time I got there to get tickets for the signings and just overall get in? I got there at 5:30 in the morning.
Jesus.
Like I was getting there every day at 5:30 in the morning to like even like get tickets to meet these people. So
Well, that sounds exhausting, man.
I was exhausted, but let me tell you, I had a blast. I loved it. Because I knew what I was getting myself into. So you have to not have expectations of like, oh, this is gonna be a chill weekend. No, 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 no chill, no chill. Your feet are gonna hurt. Your back is gonna hurt. It's gonna be a bit hot at times. And here's the thing. I've been to Electric Holiday. I've been to Electric JC Carnival EDC. I know what it was like. It was less worse than that. You know?
All right. Enough of the stalling, man. Let's ask the real questions.
Yeah.
Did you or did you not? Because I heard through the grapevine that you were checking out the VR porn section, man.
So there's an 18 plus section, right?
Oh, see,
A-
you
He's
see
being
And
logic.
serious too, by the way.
no,
Oh yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, you can actually do a
I bet.
line that's like on the on the wall. So it takes like the entire convention, like, so the convention, like the length, the line was sometimes that long, and you would get on the line, and then they would check your ID if you needed either a wristband that determined that you were 18 plus, or you would go through another line that if you didn't have that, they would check your ID, make sure that you're of age, and it was a section where they had all the body pillows, they had all the doujinshi, they had They had a lewd cosplayer section, so they had actual cosplayers that were more provocative, selling their own like pictures, and
Wow.
they had
those lines were full. Those lines went all the way out the door.
Jay, when I tell you that section was always packed, it was always packed.
Yeah, man. I mean, come on, man. Everyone knows that the weebs are among the most horniest on this planet. Man, so.
Those are facts. Actually, Soul, with that said, check the Twitter DMs, the TikTok I sent you. You won't regret it.
No, they crazy. But here's the thing. Everyone was freaking respectful and so chill about everything. Like, you had no one making a fuss. You had no one, like, touching anyone. Because they had cosplayers there that were actually, like, in pretty, provocative cosplay. And they were selling, like, these holographic pictures of them that were, like, if you look at them one way, it's just them in cosplay. The other way, it's, like, them naked. And people were, like, by the dozens, like, around. But they were, like, chill. Like, everyone was, like, actually, like, respecting everything. I even saw this guy cut line, and a security guard caught him, and he was like, "Oh, yeah, no, I'm sorry." And then he left. I'm like, "Oh, really?"
Yeah, he was only sorry because he got caught, man.
No, but that's the thing. He didn't he didn't make a fuss about it. Like, usually you see these people like I'm not moving.
That was so anticlimactic. I expected that. I expected him to put up a fight. He's like, "Oh no, okay, my bad," and just left.
Oh, he was really chill.
He got scared. That's why.
Hey man, good. He wasn't a Karen. He wasn't a Karen.
Man.
But yeah, man, that was a cool section. I didn't buy anything. I just I was with the
Lies.
two guys that
The fact you have to clarify that's lies.
No, here's the thing. I don't know what I would have bought. I don't know what to buy. There was a lot of stuff.
I still feel like you're stalling, man. You're telling me you didn't take part in the VR porn?
Yeah, he didn't answer the question.
Was there VR porn? I didn't.
There always is, man. There always is.
I mean, if there was, I never saw it. I mean, I didn't even know that was a thing.
And there's always
lies.
There's always
no, like in the con.
There's always them putting on the VR headset, and then the booth hands out like an inflatable, naked anime girl or something for them to actually hold on to while they're there, man.
I mean, to be fair, I did see people walk out with like massive pillows, like of naked anime like girls, and I was like, all right, you do you, man.
People got no shame, dog. It's funny. LA, they act weird, man. They act different. LA.
Dude, LA is just Puerto Rico. Like, honestly,
don't say that.
No, the way that they drive, bro. The way they drive, that it's this. No. In attitude, they're nothing like us, but the way that they drove, bro, like it's survival of the fittest. Like, LA will eat you up. Like, That's wild.
Yeah.
It is wild.
It's like New York City in that sense. Have you ever been to New York?
So here's the thing. I've been to New York. I've been to LA. I feel they're both different beasts. But I think that why New York feels a bit more intense for me, it's because everything's a building. Everything's a tall building, and it feels like you're trapped.
That makes sense. Yeah, I understand that.
LA feels more like vast. There's like more fields, more mountains. You can see the mountains in the background. Feel like I'm at home. A little bit. No, but it was cool, man. I definitely recommend it, but I definitely also suggest, if you're gonna go to Anime Expo, do your research, get ready, take water, take snacks. A churro was $14.
Holy shit! What was it? Was it at least the size of your torso to be that much?
Nah, and it was with like the drink. Like, it was together. It was like $14 for some chicken tenders. It's expensive. I got boba though. Got some boba in there.
Yeah, that was like what, $8 probably.
That was the cheapest thing I bought.
Jesus, man. I mean, the thing is, like, those convention foods are always dumb expensive. Like a glizzy at New York Stadium, a New York Yankee Stadium, it's like, what are y'all laughing for? That's what they're called.
I hate that word, man.
It rolled off the tongue so easily for you.
Yeah, man. It sounds like you say that a lot, man.
Listen, man. I live in New York.
You're not telling us.
I live in New York. You get used to saying it, right?
Yeah. You say New Yorkers are good with glizzies?
Hey, we got the Glizzy King over here.
Yo, Glizzy Goblin.
Nah, man, it's maybe like $14, $13 just for like one
Jesus.
big glizzy with all the furnishing and
Yeah,
everything.
it
It's
better
quite
have everything on it, man.
Nah, man, it's funny when we know you know what glizzy means, but it was funny when
Yeah.
the old people in this city don't know what it means. So we had like the former mayoral candidate.
God.
He was saying he was talking to I guess talking to some people on the street. He was like, "Yeah, what's up, everybody?" Blah, blah, blah. And then it's for some reason he calls out the current mayor. He's like, "Yeah, he can't do glizzies like me," and he made TikTok. And
What
I'm like, "Hey, yo, what's going on?" He obviously doesn't know what that means.
Oh my god.
But yeah, case in point, did you have a lot of glizzies at Anime Expo? Well,
You know what's funny? Outside, across the entire sidewalk, there was just a line of Hispanic people selling hot dogs. Just every time you went out, you exit, it was the end of the con, you're exhausted, you want to go to your hotel, you want to go to your Airbnb. All you hear is, hot dogs, your hot dogs here, hot dogs.
oh my god.
And it's just a line of glizzies. It's just everywhere. You can get you can get everything on it. No, but they were bacon wrapped.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now that's a good glizzy.
Yeah, man. A bacon wrapped
You should
glizzy.
know.
Yeah. Bacon wrapped glizzy with some, and you could put jalapenos on there, some onions. You could put sauce on it, like
Oh, man, that sounds
mayo, ketchup,
amazing.
whatever,
Sounds
mustard.
amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, people would come out of the convention, drooling from those waifus and straight for the glizzies.
That's wild. Yeah. At least they had, moral support in and out
Absolutely.
of the expo. That's good.
There was some religious people outside telling people that were going out that they were gonna burn in hell.
You're kidding.
Yeah, no, straight up, they had signs and everything, and like, God, people were surrounding them and like telling them like clowns and whatever.
Is that Soul's people? Is that what Soul was doing?
Soul was over there telling people that, yo, burn, you're gonna burn, and you
In the
can't
dark, in the
watch
black
anime.
hood, in the black hood.
Like Assassin's Creed. Mesa Borgia. Nah, it was so funny. There was this TikTok of this girl in a cosplay, and she's like twerking in front of a guy that was holding a sign that you're like, Jesus is gonna like see you burn in hell or whatever. And she was like, yeah. And I'm like, yeah, okay. We're all burning. And then you had this one
I
guy.
actually so liked that post. To be honest
Yeah,
with
that
you,
shit was funny as hell.
Yeah, it's funny.
yeah. I'm sure it was funny, huh?
That was so. Can you imagine? No, but like, there's also this guy that I think it was either Hinduism or Buddhism, and he was like playing music, and he would get in front of you, and he would start dancing and vibing with you, and he would show you the lyrics, and then whenever he was done, he would give you a pamphlet, and he would leave. And I was like, yeah, that's the way you do it. If you're gonna like promote like your beliefs, like just vibe with me, and then give me your pamphlet. Don't tell me I'm gonna burn in hell.
Yeah, I know, right? If you're trying to convert people, it's probably best not to tell them they're gonna, rot in the fiery pits of hell.
Especially in front of a weeb convention. Like, you're gonna have a bunch of weebs that, if you keep, dressing up like this and becoming furries or whatever. Like, yeah, man, it was crazy. I liked it. LAX, the airport, is actually chaos. It was cool, man. It was cool. I would go back, but I would never live there. But I would go back.
Nice.
Cool.
Nice.
So is that it? No games?
No games. I literally, the only game I played this week was The Forest with a couple of friends, and that's fun. That's always I'm crapping myself. Cannibals, mutants, crafting, good old reliable. And I re-downloaded Destiny 2 yesterday, and I'm gonna be catching up on the latest in that.
Cool. That's what's up.
Yes, sir. Macho.
Take us home, man.
Yeah, I mean, nothing really much I can say on what I've been playing, actually, because it's mostly just been Final Fantasy. What's that voice one?
No, nothing. And DNF, right? A lot of DNF?
Yeah, a lot of DNF, man. Yeah, I've been playing a lot of... I'm playing Final Fantasy 14 here and there, just going through all the Hildebrand quests, because now for the next patch, which is coming at the end of August, I think. They have it so that every patch you have like a relic weapon quest, which is like a really grindy quest to get the best weapon in the game or at that time. And this one for Endwalker, they're actually tying it to previous side quests from. Yeah, I know. A lot of people had the reaction too. They're tying it to the Hildebrand quest, which is like pretty like goofy, but like also like a really fun sort of side quest. I've just been kind of slowly burning through those, but mostly I've been playing DNF Duel throughout the week. I put like 50 hours into it in the past week. Just I know, shocking, right?
What's
Shocking
wrong,
that I'm playing video games.
No, I just got to Stormvale Castle or whatever, and I'm fucking stressed.
Wait, you're playing Elden Ring?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's been like what 3 months since you got the game.
Yeah, man. I've been, Cyberpunk happened and some other things. So yeah.
No, I hear you. We got this reaction. So yeah, I've been playing DNF Duel for the entire week. I've just been practicing my combos with Striker. I'm actually going for the Platinum Trophy in this game. It's difficult, but not to the point where it's impossible, like some other fighting games. But so I actually had to go through survival mode, and there's 3 different parts to this. There's stage A, B, and C. So the A is like 15 stages, B is 30 stages, and C is 100 stages. And obviously each stage gets increasingly harder. But man, I thought I was really gonna just toss in the bag when I got to stage 80 in survival mode, because that shit was really hard, man. I had to completely change up my play style with Striker to even get past like 84, 85. It was like really difficult. But I actually figured out a really good strategy for it. And for people that are kind of learning DNF Duel, sort of working around with the mechanics, stuff like that, one of the biggest things that you could do for survival mode and even just playing against people in general is really paying attention to their guard gauge. Because if you're playing like a rushdown character, you can absolutely just demolish their guard gauge and break them and then start like a full new combo right after that. So I ended up using that strategy. Got that trophy for probably, I think it's the hardest trophy in the game, actually, now I'm looking at it. And so far I'm just kind of just burning through the rest of it. I started playing all the other characters too. I played all 16 characters, and there's at least 7 or 8 of them that I actually want to play like on a good rotation. And again, I haven't been this enamored with a fighting game since maybe like, I mean, Killer Instinct was really cool, but the gameplay was really tough to get around. But Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3 is the one I keep referring to, where like this, like, it feels great. This feels like a good old fighting game where like it's hard, like you're gonna get your ass kicked, and it kind of reminds me of that time where I would play with my friends, especially Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and 3, where I would just get demolished by them. Like I sucked at fighting games until I actually learned how to play them, and then once I did, I was a better one. I'll just say right now, I would just absolutely cream them in matches. And it was always just a ton of fun, just kind of learning all these different characters. So I'm getting that same vibe with DNF Duel, and I'm loving it. Hopefully it has really good, like, a future life. There's no planned DLC or anything like that, or no planned big future updates that have been announced, as far as I know, that I've seen. Because for all I know, I don't know if this is like a one-time release or whatever the case may be, but from what I've seen, that the sales weren't as great in Japan. So, but that was just for box sales. I'm not sure about digital stuff, but from what I'm understanding, this game still has a slow burn of a popularity. So people are learning about it more, they see it, and are liking what they see. And the game's a lot of fun, and that's kind of like the word of mouth around it. So I think the word of mouth is going to save this game more than the marketing that just did an absolutely horrible job of really just saying what this game's about and the fact that it came out. A lot of people don't even know it came out, so... But regardless, I'm having a ton of fun with it. Really close to the platinum. Just gotta go through other character stories and just do that and prep for the tournament that I'm gonna be in this Saturday. So it's gonna be fun, man. It's a great game. But yeah, that's it.
Wow. Sounds
Man,
like a good game.
It's been a short week for us gaming wise.
Yeah,
man.
pretty much.
We need Stray to come out and save us, man. It's
Man.
dry.
Absolutely not.
Well, you want to meow 100 times?
Yeah. No.
Listen, man, I've also like I feel you, Jay, because I've been in a lull the last couple of weeks.
Why?
That's
You got
why.
games to play. What's going on?
No, that's the thing. That's the thing. I hate it because whenever I try to play a game, I'm like, ugh, I'm like, let's get this over with. Like I don't know. I feel like I've been watching more TV and just reading more manga than I
Well,
have been playing video games.
here's the thing, like I've been looking for a very particular kind of game, and like those just like aren't really like. There's not a lot of them. There's not a lot of like
Mm,
the RPGs that I want. Like I feel like I went through them. I went through Dragon's Dogma. I went through Mass Effect. I went through Cyberpunk. I tried
mm.
Dragon's Age. It didn't work for me. But then I remembered, Macho, that Hogwarts Legacy is coming out supposedly this year. Um,
Supposedly,
s-
yes.
Supposedly, and and I was thinking about it, and I'm like, that's like exactly the kind of game that I kind of want to play right now. Just like an RPG where I can get lost in, like build out my own character, and like literally just like role play to the extent of like, oh, okay, so I have class on this day, so let me go there. Those kind of things,
Mm.
like, ooh, like what new spells am I gonna learn? Or, ooh, let me go and play some Quidditch with the boys in Gryffindor or something
Ooh.
like that.
I never thought
Like,
I heard Soul say that in a million fucking years, but that's
yeah, man,
gold.
my very slim knowledge of Harry Potter is coming through right now.
Oh,
You
absolutely.
sound, it sound like you went through all the Western RPGs, like the good ones at least, right? It's time to
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
time to delve
Yeah,
into
man.
the other side,
Yeah, but then like
the other side.
once
Yeah.
again, I'm looking for something very particular. If it doesn't have character creation, then I most more than likely I'm not gonna dabble in it.
Well,
So
what's the point if you're not even gonna see your character?
that, yeah, very true, very true, very true.
If it's a first person,
I'm just saying that
What?
there's a whole other side of the ocean kind of games you can play, like
oh,
Final
Yeah,
Fantasy VII remake. Oh
we'll
man, I
get
don't
to it.
know.
We'll get to it. We'll get to
yeah,
it.
you have Dragon Quest. You have
Yeah,
all the
I'm not
Final
playing.
Fantasy
I'm
games.
not playing Dragon's Quest.
Yeah, well, it's a damn RPG, Jay.
I looked at Tales of Arise, but then I saw it didn't have character creation, so I was like, I'm not gonna.
Man,
Yeah, it was
Yeah, it's
sad.
funny when you go to a Western RPG, you know what you're getting in for as far as like it's a very much of a protagonist created story, so to speak.
yeah.
So that actually reminds me, like obviously I didn't seriously consider like getting Fallout 4 again, but like
Don't
I
do
was
it.
like scrolling, yeah, of course not. I was scrolling through, like there's like a 70% sale or something like that happening
Yeah,
on the store
July
right now.
sale. Hmm.
Yeah. And like I saw Fallout 4 there, and and I went on Twitter, and there's like this clip of Fallout 4, and they were like, or I think it was YouTube. It was like, here's a perfect example of Bethesda writing, and it was like you're the main character. He goes to like this kind of like those boxes that you speak into, and it's like a person's voice like comes out of it. What are those things called?
Hmm.
Um, like when you go to like I don't know Burger King or something, you're like talking to like the machine, and it's like, what's your order? What do you want? What do you want? Those kind of things, whatever it's called. But yeah, he was the main character was like talking through like one of those, and he was like, hey, let me in, because it was like a city. He was like, let me in. And the person on the other side was like, sorry, no can do. We have like a strict curfew or something like that, so we're not allowed to let anyone inside right now. And the player character, you have like your dialogue options, and he literally just says, "Let me in." And the person on the other side is like, "Well, you're just persistent, are you? Well, okay, go ahead, head on inside." It's like, because like I think that like took like persuasion. You needed to put points in persuasion or something like that. It was like, okay, you're good. So like,
Oh man, so
Jesus
what are you
Christ.
expecting for Starfield?
Oh
Pretty
man.
much the same thing, man. Because the same writer for Fallout 4 is on Starfield as well.
You're
So
kidding.
yeah, so
Wow.
which is funny because a lot of like that fan base hates that guy. So um,
Hey man,
but but yeah,
Wonderful.
at least it's getting a game
Yeah. Yeah.
as
Well,
opposed to what?
hopefully.
that as opposed to no games.
Yeah, it's supposed to not getting games this year.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. So that is it for the games that we've been playing this past week. Let's jump into some of these topics. Um, let's talk about, and I this is funny. This is funny because I bet that no one else watched the Skull and Bones presentation but me.
Yeah,
Is
you're
that
right.
true?
Yeah, you're actually right. I didn't. I wasn't watching that shit.
I
That's
didn't.
funny.
I knew it was gonna happen, and I kid you not. In my mind, I was like, "Oh, sweet! This has been a long time since this game was announced. I'm gonna watch the thing." And then I just watched other stuff, and then I missed it, and I was like, "Oh, okay."
It's
And like,
interesting. It's interesting being on the other side of the coin this time, man.
Pretty much,
I'm
yeah. The
usually,
funny
yeah.
thing is, I was actually gonna. I was thinking about the other day. I was like, man, Jay's gonna ask us if he watched it. We're gonna give him a no, and he's gonna be like, "Oh, you bastards! Why did you watch it?"
No, that's not me. But this is my time to shine, man.
It really
Um,
is. It really is.
no, I'm not really like interested in this game. Like after after watching this presentation, like the sad thing is that like it has like no pun intended. It has like the bones like to actually be
oh
like
God.
something. Like it has the ingredients there for something that I actually want to play. Like a pirate RPG sounds cool as fuck, man. Especially like I love pirates. Black Sails is one of my favorite shows of all time.
Yeah, One
Um,
Piece is the best anime ever. Yeah.
Sure. And like, so, so it just sucks. It just sucks that like in case you guys didn't know, like this game is purely just like ship combat. That's pretty much it. The only time that you get off your ship, and it's like pretty cool the ways that you can like customize your ship like bit by bit. You start off with like a little tiny like kind of rowboat kind of thing. You work your way up to like a giant man of war. But the only times
Yeah.
that you're actually off your ship is when you need to like stock up on supplies. Get craft new items, for instance, or new weapons. Um, sort of like build up your ship a little bit more, get new crew members, that kind of thing. So that's really the only time that you're off your ship, but aside from
But
that,
why? Like how? Like can you walk around the port and be like, "Ah, who wants to join me crew?" Something like that.
um, yeah, but like, so my biggest disappointment is that it's just like, this isn't just a full-fledged pirate game, in the vein of like AC4 Black Flag. With its
Mm.
own like narrative and distinct characters, and like the moment that it really hit for me was that like, so they kind of made it a point to show like, hey, you can go out and see and attack forts, right? You can wage war against these forts and bring down their walls and things like that. But then like, one of the cool things about AC4 Black Flag was
Hmm.
this idea of that game also had forts that you could like go out and explore and find and sort of destroy, but you could literally get off, like jump off your ship, land on shore, and then take the battle on foot,
Yeah,
right? So
you could like
get
take
up.
down like their defenses to then bring your crew in and like attack.
Exactly,
Hmm.
exactly. And you can't do that here. It's strictly just,
Yeah.
you're on your ship and you're bringing down the fort like while you're on the water. And that sucks. Like, how cool would that have been to do the same thing of you, like, okay, you bring down the fort to like a low enough, like health or whatever, to a point that you can, get your crew and row onto shore and then take the battle onto the shores. So
Right.
it's really missing that element for me to kind of like really make me want to play this. Um, so yeah, I think
Right.
that's my biggest takeaway. It's strictly just like a just an online ship combat game essentially, which
Is
sucked, man.
it like a PvP? Is it MMO? What is it?
Yeah, it has like some things where you can do like player versus player kind of things. Also like
Okay.
getting friends together and forming up like an army to go after like
Hmm.
forts or giant legendary like ships or man of wars or things like that, or merchant ships, and
Right.
things like that, because those are always like really really heavily protected. but I mean that's really the crux of the game. So,
You can't
um,
board other ships and like take their
nope.
like plunder.
That's another that's another disappointing thing is that like another thing that Black Flag did really good is that like when you're in sort of ship like fighting another ship, you
Hmm.
could bring that ship down. You could destroy the masts of that ship, and then like you can sort of like pause the battle. And then as Edward, you could like take the lines and swing to the other ship, and then like literally start sword fighting on that other ship, and kill
Yeah.
everyone on board there. And that's something that you can't do with this game. So yeah, it just sucks, man. Because like it's weird because like we have like obviously there's no like short supply of medieval games or sci-fi games. We get our cowboy fix with Red Dead, but really like the pirate genre in all media, to be honest, is kind of just like not really touched on a lot. Like not a lot of people do pirate stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
I don't
like
know
even
why
like
either because it's so cool.
it
Do you think
is,
it's just
man.
complicated to like make a seamless pirate game where, like for instance, like MMO style, where you don't have to create vast cities, just make like a Caribbean, like Black Flag for instance. Black Flag did it well where you had like aside from the main like gameplay loop, you could dive underwater and plunder treasure. You could board other ships. You could find these massive legendary ships that were like roaming the waters, and if you were strong enough, you could take them on. Like all these aspects that made, I think Black Flag made the ship combat and all that like the best. Uh, that was the last time that I ever took a part of that gameplay in an Assassin's Creed, because I think the balance was there. The way that they executed it was like the way to do like a pirate game. Do you think replicating all of that in an online setting is like just really difficult, or should they just stick to like pure pirate game and have online modes? Uh, because I don't know with Skull and Bones, are they doing like the Destiny thing where it's like, oh, you can only play if you're online, but there is like single player stuff. Like what are they doing?
I no, like I mean you could play by yourself, and
Can you be
just go out.
offline?
I don't know about that, but like they did make it a point in the presentation that like you can also play by yourself or with friends.
Mm.
Um, but no, like I don't think that there's like quote unquote like single player like there's not a story in this is what I'm trying to say. Like so
Okay,
Oh
don't
god,
go in this
okay.
expecting.
so are you saying that literally the objective is to like just make a great like brigade, like make a great ship, get a great crew, uh, and like just rinse and repeat all the loops, or there's no side quest or anything?
I mean, I would imagine that this is probably more in line with like literally like Sea of Thieves, like at the
Mm,
beginning of that game where it was like literally just like you sailing around, taking contracts to do certain
yeah.
things, upgrading your ship, like that's really the main crux of the game.
I'm not gonna lie,
Um,
man. I love Pirates. Pirates of the Caribbean is one of my favorite movie franchises of all time,
Yeah.
and I love Black Flag. This sounds lame as fuck.
yeah, I really don't understand why like it just seems like such an untapped like market like just in general because
Yeah.
like I said again like even in like TV shows, movies, like you just don't really see like Black Sails is like really the only I guess Pirates of the Caribbean as well, but like Black Sails is like the only like prominent sort of like pirate, like I don't know, like thing that's out there.
Yeah,
Um
a lot of
and
Viking stuff is being covered now.
Yeah, Vikings always get covered, man. And of course, medieval stuff, right? I mean, especially ever since Game of Thrones, but
Right.
even before that, like medieval stuff was still being done. But yeah, I don't know. It's really weird because it just seems like it's so ripe for like especially that golden age of piracy, that specific time period. Like, there's so much I feel like
There's so
you
many
can do with
stories.
it.
There's so many
Yeah,
stories. Blackbeard,
yeah.
Captain Kidd. The list goes on for like stories and that are just so untapped in media.
And
It's
you don't
kind of
even
crazy.
have to be or take it in the historical route. Like you don't even have to like involve those characters. You can just like
Yeah,
make up your own original pirate story, man, and it's fine. Um,
yeah, yeah.
so yeah, man, I really hope that in the near future that some developer, I don't know who it would be, but some developer make a just a straight up RPG. Because like I would imagine the reason why this specific team isn't doing it is because I believe this is the Ubisoft Singapore team. So like they've never made like at least to my recollection like they've never made like a full on like just game by themselves. They've always been like a sort of support team for like the main Ubisoft teams who are making like the Assassin's Creed games. I think they were the ones specifically who were responsible for like the ship combat in Black Flag. So it makes sense why like I mean this game was announced in 2017 or 2018 I want to say. So it makes sense why Ubisoft was like, okay, let's take that team and like just spin them off into like that pirate stuff was really successful. Let's spin them off and making our own just a side project or something or I don't know. Um, I just wish that they went like it feels like this is just like they're like a half step. Like they're not like going all the way with it as they should or probably could.
Right.
Yeah, they could. I mean, it's like we were saying before. What was saying like the Caribbean aspect. Like you can make it a really
Yeah.
good thing of just exploring different towns in that area, and obviously the ship combat and sailing and all that
Mm.
stuff is a big portion of the gameplay. But the other big portion of that is the pirate stuff, like the getting the treasure and visiting different places and recruiting your actual crew or something like that. Like I think that's what
Yeah.
makes that kind of era so much fun to watch and be a part of, and why I love
Yeah.
the Pirates movies so much because it's like it's such like a it's a different kind of energy, and I don't understand why you can't translate that to games, especially with Skull and Bones. It seems like it's such a good like blueprint for that. Where Black
yeah,
Flag was like the absolute like the pinnacle of what we were hoping for in a pirate game.
Right.
yeah, and
And
there's
and I wonder if because the from what I saw, it looks more like serious in terms of the way that it looks. Like it looks more Assassin's Creed and less Immortals Phoenix, like that kind of style of anime or design. I wonder if, and again to my point of I'm gonna bring up One Piece a lot. One Piece, you don't watch the show because it's pirates. It's the way that it's set out. You forget that they're pirates because everything they're doing is just so wacky and whatever. I'm not expecting that from a game. What I do think that that game does that a video game it would like translate really well. It's having these very distinct areas that you can travel to and from, and in between that have stuff like
Like the sea
officials
shanties or like whatever.
or like have officials like or bounty hunters or have
Hmm.
like a sort of like a coast guard kind of thing that's like hunting you down because you're a pirate and it's like oh for you to cross this canal you have to either go this route or go straight through and fight all these ships and because you're being persecuted, stuff that you see in One Piece all the time or in stuff like Pirates of the Caribbean where you see the government like trying to catch these pirates. Like I feel like should my big thing is the world first and foremost because let's say they flesh out the gameplay or you can board you can do all this but it's like three islands and like there's barely anything to do. Like I feel like if they're gonna go all out they should start small and then amp it up. For instance, they have no boarding now, they have no ambushing or getting into forts and disabling defenses. Part of me is hoping that eventually they start adding these things some way or another. And now they just have literally, to Jay's point, the bones of this type of game. Because we really don't have a pirate experience game except from Sea of Thieves, which is, you know,
which is
uh,
Sea of Thieves.
which is Sea of Thieves, and it's
Yeah,
truly
it's a
a
little more
hit or miss.
cartoony. Yeah.
And that's my thing. Is a pirate game like if it's gonna be cartoony? Is it supposed to be like Sea of Thieves? Should it be a bit more ambitious? Should it
It
be more
shouldn't, man.
serious?
Like I feel like that plays more into like the stereotypes of like the Hollywood stereotypes of like pirates. Like my dream is to have like how Red Dead like really took, you know, the Western and the Wild
Like
Wild West like
cowboys and all that.
like super seriously.
Mm.
Um, my dream is for that kind of story to happen with, you know, in a pirate setting. Like I would love that.
Mm.
There's like admittedly there's some cool things in Skull and Bones. Like I
Mm.
think if you get your like if you take, you know, treasure or whatever and then your ship gets destroyed, then like the treasure will be kind of like lost out in sea, and you have the opportunity to like sail back and like and kind of like rediscover the treasure that you lost. But at the
Mm-hmm.
same time, other players can go out and like steal the treasure that you lost at the same time.
It's kind of cool.
There's instances where your crew can actually like mutiny against you.
Oh,
If
wow.
That's pretty cool.
there's like I forget exactly what has to happen in order for that to happen.
Mm.
I think maybe if you like take too long to like get treasure and pay the crew you know, sufficiently or things like that. But yeah, mutiny is possible.
Mm.
They showed a scene where like one of your crew members, like in a very like deadpan face, expressionless face, like their eyes weren't moving or anything like that. But like they showed one of the crew members like actually pulling you away from the wheel and like punch you or something like that. So like that could happen.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, so there are some cool things, but like
Yeah.
again, I just wish that that was happening within like an actual, you know, single player sort of frame, you know. Um, but yeah, so that's Skull and Bones, man. It has some interesting things in there, but I just kind of like what we've been saying. We just kind of wish that it was a full-fledged, just straight up single player pirate RPG or whatever. Like,
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I
hell,
was
So,
kind of hoping for,
so
honestly.
we do
could you
agree
imagine
that.
like
What?
Hogwarts Legacy if that was if this was in the vein of that, you know, just like
Yes.
living the life of a pirate, you know, building out your own sort of like starting out from nothing and becoming like a goddamn pirate legend, you know, but like
I would
actually
love it. Yeah,
interacting,
I love it.
Dude, I
actually
would
getting
love
to
it if
interact with
you
like Blackbeard and Charles Vane and, you know, these characters, like that'd be fucking sick, man.
had the option, like let's imagine this perfect world, right? It's like Hogwarts Legacy, right? And you have the option of being a crewmate, and then you can like, oh, sneak resources and get ready for a mutiny, and then you can mutiny against a pirate captain, and you take a hold of that ship. Like in a single player experience, I feel like that's possible. It's possible for you to be this sneaky just bounty hunter that's like, oh, I'm gonna get my own ship, but I'm not gonna build it. I'm just gonna like steal someone. But it's like you have to be dedicated and do a lot of missions and like raise your trust, and then you can choose to like grab him from the steering wheel, punch him, throw him off board, and be like, I'm the captain now, or something like that. You know?
Well,
Uh,
actually, you giving me the idea, man. A Pirates game with the Nemesis system.
oh my god, bro.
Yeah, a Pirates game with a Nemesis system. That would be pretty
That would be
dope.
amazing. And then
Yeah.
imagine like you shoot some cannons into a ship, it capsizes, you leave, but it never ever got truly destroyed. And then you eventually
Or
see
even
this.
with like even with your crewmates, like you have to form that trust with your crewmates, and then one of them maybe didn't like the way that I don't know, you plundered their town or something, or wherever the case may be, and decides to start a mutiny within the crew. That'd be
Or
pretty dope.
you make one walk the plank, and then let's say
Yeah,
this world has like supernatural like Davy Jones stuff, and then eventually you like see this dead crew member like haunt you, and you have to like break a curse or something. I don't know, man. I feel like there's a lot of cool, like Jay, you're right. Like there's a lot of really cool stuff that you can do with a pirate lore in general. I do think it's a very it hasn't been explored as much in video games. It's definitely been explored in media, and it has been explored in animation. But I do think that in video game, it truly is a gold mine waiting to be uh, mined. Like truly,
tapped.
uh, yeah, tapped. Because it's like the space exploration thing. Like I think we got it figured out. Like I think people know where they're headed towards when it comes to space RPGs, ships, planets, landing, taking off. Like they have their trajectory with that. But I think that with pirates, we're still people are just realizing, oh wait, pirates, am I right? You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Make it single player for sure. Like the right game has to be single player.
Yeah.
I don't think we're leagues away from making a truly fleshed out pirate MMO.
And that's a good point. Like the right game has to like fit this sort of like framework of being a, like live service kind of thing. And like I don't know if Pirates is the right kind of game for that, because like realistically, like what is the goal here? You make your ship super strong, and like that's like, where do you go from there? Like there's not really, in my mind at least, there's not really too much progression besides that, especially if you're not if you can't, like, if it's not going to be an action game where you could like control your character offshore and like upgrade your swords and your own personal like pistols and make yourself stronger against like other pirates like on foot or on ground combat, right? So like
Right.
it being just on sea is just like the progression, I feel like, is just not going to be as deep as they really expect it to. And like they also talked about like play styles and things like that, and I'm like what play styles are realistically going to be there in terms of like ships? Because like there's not like, it's not like you can, I guess you can have like a tank style of ship, and I guess you can have like a fast style of ship, and those are play styles. But like really, I don't think there's too much like
It's really surface layer for sure.
Yeah, because like I'm playing Elden Ring right now, or even like what's another, like Dragon's Dogma, I guess, or there was another game I was playing recently. But like in terms
Divinity?
of like those games, like that's the one. Like build variety in that game is absolutely insane. You can literally make like brick by brick construct your character into like whoever you want that person to be, right? In terms of like magic and combat and things like that. And that's just not gonna be here. Like the way that they keep talking about, you can tailor your ship to your play style, and I'm just like, I don't think there's gonna be a lot of that in this. But
yeah, also I kind of rolled my eyes at that.
Also have in mind that with a game like Divinity, to bring that example as well, it being turn-based and it being mainly a single player, there is co-op and there's a PvP, but it's not mainly, because I do think, I mean, I'm not a developer by any means, but I've gotten to understand that making a multiplayer game feel fleshed out is much more difficult than a single player game, right? So probably. that's been the case since forever. You have few exceptions that make it feel like a premium experience, like FF14 or FF14,
Destiny. I think Destiny's one.
Or Destiny, dude. Destiny, I think, is like one of the best examples of a multiplayer game. But again, it's been like
I know Flame
years.
plays a lot of Warframe too, and he really likes that.
Warframe. But these are games that have like taken time to feel this way, because Destiny used to feel like pretty mediocre, but now it's like the best it's ever been. I wonder, dude. Same with Fortnite. It's a battle royale, of course, but it used to be very bare bones, and now it's like one of the probably the best battle royale right now. But I wonder if Skull and Bones is like the first, and then eventually we're gonna see the pirate game we always wanted, and if we're even gonna be here for when that happens,
I don't know. Well, actually, I wanted to frame. So speaking on that, I wanted to frame this question, and Saul could take it wherever he wants after this. If a PlayStation studio were to make a pirate game, who would you want it to be?
Give it to Naughty Dog, man.
Hands down. Honestly, yeah, dude, that would look so good.
Okay.
But the thing is, I think that would work because of the tone that they set for their games. Because I do think that, to Soul's point, a good pirate game is gritty, is dark, is, it's dramatic. There's like, it's serious, and I think the Naughty Dog does serious games really well.
I think they could balance the humor in it too, though.
Absolutely. You could have the banter with the crew. You could have some standout figures in the world.
Right.
Make it where, you can choose like very distinct people to be your crewmates, and you have like a couple of options, and they're like really stand out. I think Naughty Dog would be a pretty good idea, and mainly because I really don't know what other studio would like do a solid job at like specifically the kind of pirate game that we're talking about.
For me, it would probably
go ahead.
for me it would probably be Santa Monica, and purely because of combat and story.
I feel like for this, you have a collaboration between two studios to make a pirate game like this for Sony.
That'll be damn sick. That'll be so sick.
Because every Sony studio does something, and they do that something very, very well. And I think that for what we're expecting or would want from a pirate game, the kind of pirate game that we're hoping for, it would take a collaborative effort. I really think so, and a lot of time. Because it's something that you have to. I think the naval. That's something that Skull and Bones seems like they got, figured out. It's like naval combat. Okay, yeah, you shoot and it's like shoot back and forth, and that's your thing. But that's not all pirates are. I think that's the thing. Is like the mainstream pirate love because of just I have a ship and I'm gonna shoot you. Is that like just the dream? Is that like what mainly people want, or do people want those like, heart to heart moments, the capsizing, the boarding a ship, the sword fighting, what do people want? Are people like Macho? Do you think a lot of people are like wanting the Pirates of the Caribbean experience, or do you think the Skull and Bones is like what people are looking the most towards?
I don't know what people want mostly, because we already established that like the Pirates doesn't really get covered a lot, so not like a lot of opinions are out there. But the ones that are favored are always in the same conversation. Pirates, Black Flag. What was the other one that you said, Jay? Black Sails or
Black Sails.
Black Sails, and then What Will You with One Piece, and that's getting a Netflix adaptation. So
yeah.
I feel like it's that's what makes the Pirates like, I guess, idea so rich, is that everyone can attach to it no matter what it is, really.
Mm-hmm.
So, right. But I like the idea of like of an RPG Pirates game, but yeah. Having which studio do what, it'll be interesting, because all PlayStation studios are not really super familiar with an RPG like as heavy as something like Divinity or Elden Ring or anything like that. So it'll be a new realm of game development for sure, for whoever would be doing it. Hypothetically.
You know what's crazy? It's the fact that Jay said Naughty Dog, and I assume he thought of the fact that literally the premises of Uncharted, most of them involved pirates. Mainly the fourth one. The fourth one really explored the pirate themes and the pirate backstory and what happened and what they did and the treasure and plundering and all this. And you literally had a sword fight at the end. So like, they have that down for in terms of like world building. It's the gameplay. I think that's because I feel like pirate story you can build. It's the gameplay where things get a bit complicated, but we'll see, man. Skull and Bones. I'm expecting to see a lot of footage. I'm gonna look at a lot of videos, a lot of streams.
No, I am.
I am. I want.
You know when this game is coming out?
When?
The day before God of War Ragnarok.
Well, I'm not gonna see anything. I'm gonna be. Why would they? Why?
I know.
Why would they do that?
I know.
Why? No.
I wasn't saying you're not gonna watch it to be like antagonistic Dick. I swear, it was because God of War Ragnarok comes out the day afterwards. No one's gonna even play Skull and Bones.
Oh my god.
Like you asked, what team I can envision doing this, and like I was thinking about BioWare, because like if you really think about like Mass Effect, like that is, I feel like it has aspects of like pirates already, with like the Normandy, that is literally your ship, and you have your crew there. Like I can definitely see them at the very least like nailing the crew aspect of like I don't know, potentially just going to like different ports or just different towns and meeting, really interesting characters and asking them to join your crew and building out your crew that way. Like, I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But
CD Projekt Red.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh. Yeah.
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 But again, like sort of like in Cyberpunk, that would be such a like setting shift for them, going from medieval to super sci-fi, and then
What
like
about
going
Jay?
to pirates would be cool.
You mentioned them earlier, but what about Rockstar?
Yeah, I'd be down for that.
You know what? Yeah, if their next IP was a Pirates game, I would actually be pretty
Bro,
excited about that.
I'd be down like real hard for that
Yeah.
because that would be a massive tone shift for sure. But I don't think it's crazy like different because with you go from modern just modern day to cowboy, just go a bit further back and do pirates, you know?
Yeah. We won't be I mean, even if that was a thing, we wouldn't be getting it for like 30 years,
Oh,
unfortunately.
absolutely. You're hijacking ships.
We wouldn't get that for 30 years, man. I think there's a rumor that they just dropped the remasters for
Red
GTA
Dead 1
4.
and GTA 4, yeah.
Yeah, to work on GTA 6
Good,
full on.
because it's about time we moved to GTA 6. But yeah, yeah, Rockstar would be a good option for that. But yeah, it'd be like 30 years plus. Uh, yeah, man. Uh, I'm still gonna watch videos on it, like to see how Skull and Bones turns out. I'm interested to see how it evolves, if
Yeah.
it will evolve, because you have games like New World that just they're gone, they just died.
Yeah.
Uh,
They have to have
we'll
like a massive expansion planned post release that's single
like a
player.
like a 10-year plan, like Destiny
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
something.
I can't imagine them not doing that unless like it absolutely just bombs horribly. But
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. So yeah, that is Skull and Bones, and also keep hitting it on Ubisoft. We don't have to spend too much time on this, but Ubisoft also did announce that they are having a showcase in September, I believe.
Mm.
Um, so yeah, what are you guys hoping to see from them? Because like I was thinking about it, and like good lord, well, there's another publisher just like them, but like Ubisoft hasn't released anything this year. I mean,
Mm.
correct me if I'm wrong, right? I mean, they obviously haven't had like a Far Cry or
Oh, they had
Assassin's Creed or Watch Dogs
no,
or
they had
yeah.
the Assassin's Creed, the Ragnarok one,
oh
the one
yeah, the
set
big
in like
expansion for Valhalla.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they had that. It was like a completely separate game. Essentially, you play as Odin in like Greek Olympus or some shit. I don't know. Or Niflheim. I don't know. The fire where Surtur is. Um.
Okay.
Yeah, they had that.
Their biggest
And then
Yeah.
release, one of the biggest releases was going to be Avatar, but we have no idea where that is.
If that
if
is.
if even that, yeah, dude. Which by the way, James, keep talking your shit, boy. Keep talking that. Keep talking your stuff.
Oh,
That
James
man,
Cameron.
James is
Yeah,
roasting the hell out of these clowns.
I love it. Yeah, I'm here for it.
Yeah, man.
But I mean,
Do you
I
think?
really hope that in that September showcase. So to your question, that Avatar
Mm,
is there as like a re-reveal of
yeah.
Well,
some sorts.
so to that point, this
Mm,
game they still are saying 2022.
mm.
I would be. So do you really think that that's gonna be like the first time that we see it, and they won't do like what they just did with Skull and Bones and be like, hey, August, here's a big showcase for Avatar? Because I would think that's pretty. That would be unusual if like the first time that we see this game in motion is in September, and then the game comes out in like November. Like, if September is truly the first time that we see this game, I think that the game's coming out in 2023.
I think so
I
too.
would. Yeah, I would be shocked if they do that.
Like,
But
because the
yeah,
thing is, like the movie comes out in December, and the biggest
Yeah.
push is going to be around that season, around that time, and it makes sense to have a game released around that. So if they do it September and say like, hey, we're releasing the game in December, is like it's a couple months away. Is that close? Or is going to
Mm.
be absolutely next year when the next movie comes out or whatever, when Avatar 3 comes out,
Yeah.
or early next year to catch still like the wave of like, what Avatar 2 is gonna do. So I don't know, man. Like it's
do
I
you
don't have any
know?
confidence it's gonna release this year anymore.
Do you know if it has any connection to like the movie, the second movie at all, or is it just like its own sort of unique story?
No, it's a
really
unique
said
story in
anything
its
about it,
own.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a unique story. I think it's before Jake even comes to the Pandora planet. So
Untouched by humans.
yeah, so I'm not sure if I don't remember if your opposition is actually humans. It might be. It might be like when the humans just like first settled in the planet, and then you play as a different avatar or Navi
Right.
rather.
Right.
But yeah, it's before the movie as far as I remember.
Okay.
So that's what makes it so interesting and unique to me because I love the world of Avatar and like in my head like I even wrote a piece for Lords of Gaming.net like the perfect Avatar RPG, and it would be you to play as your own Navi and have like your like the whole world is just brimming with stories to uncover, and the planet itself is so huge that you just can absolutely just get lost in the entire world and just have stories to tell for years and years and years to come. So that's why I'm so excited for this game, even though Ubisoft's making it. But yeah, I just hope that it comes out at least and it's good. That's all I'm hoping for. I'm hoping for it to be good. At this point.
Hey man, that's all we can hope for.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. But yeah. I'm definitely interested to see what that game looks like. Aside from that, I would love to see Splinter Cell. See how
Yeah.
that's looking. And just because I used to be a fan of Assassin's Creed, I am interested to see what this new one is going to look like. I won't play it, but
Yeah.
at the very least, I want to see what it looks like.
They're gonna talk
Um,
about definitely Assassin's Creed, what, Infinity? Uh,
yeah.
the service they have planned out. Honestly, man, I am very intrigued into finding out what the next Assassin's Creed is. Because I wonder if they're like being more experimental. If they're obviously gonna keep going RPG. Uh, I think Valhalla is like the highest selling Assassin's Creed they've had. Um, it does well, I guess. I wonder what setting they're doing. I don't think.
It's the whole platform thing where they can kind of launch like bite-sized stories
Mm,
into this thing, multiple
like the
time
Russian
periods,
one. Yeah,
all in kind of like one giant evolving platform. So
yeah.
I guess that's just what Assassin's Creed is gonna be, man. So
Hey man,
yeah,
it was for a lot of the people that loved the classic one. It had a good run. It sucks that they're not doing that anymore, but they're there. They're
yeah,
there if you want to try them.
yeah. So yeah, man, that is the Ubisoft forward or whatever it's called.
Really.
I I I think it'll be pretty rare if we react to that. So so yeah.
Content.
Uh yeah. So yeah, that's that. Ooh, I found a key. So let's talk about God of War, man. God of War Ragnarok, finally the thing that people were losing their minds over to seeing the release date that we talked extensively last week about how weird people are.
Mm-hmm.
Boy.
Yeah, so finally got a release date for November
Hmm.
9th, 2022. They released on top of sort of looking at the all the collector's editions and whatnot. They also released a short little 30-second TV spot, like they usually do. I don't know if you guys have seen like their other TV spots for their other like PlayStation Studios games. Like they're always pretty hype,
Yeah,
and
man.
this one was as well.
There's a lot of
Um,
foreshadowing that Horizon Forbidden West one. I remember I was called a madman for saying there's flying in the game.
I mean, you're still
all right,
mad, man,
man.
but
What do you want, man? You want to take a victory lap? What do you want?
I want my roses and I want my victory lap. Yes, sir. And also Boston cream donut if you have one.
hell out
You
of
ain't
here.
getting none of that, man. So, uh,
Get the hell out of
but
here.
so yeah, man. We got the release date finally. It's coming, man, and this kind of caps off a pretty damn good year for PlayStation 5, man. So, what do you guys? I want to ask you guys two questions, but first, what are you guys finally? Are you guys excited seeing this release date? What was your guys' reaction? Did you guys wake up kicking the air happy when you saw this?
I got up on my bed, said it's a good day, and I got my glizzies and I went on my merry way.
Hey, yo.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what everyone else did too, man. Just like we said last week. Like we said last week, that once this release date came out, everyone would be like, awesome. and then move on.
And that's exactly how I felt. Honestly, it was so like, it felt natural to me because I was not part of the weirdos. I was just like, I mean, they said, it's gonna be soon, so yeah. And then I saw the announcement. I'm like, oh, cool.
I am happy that it's November though. I am happy that that's actually coming out this year.
When was it announced? When was like official? Like the little thing they did. What day was it? The God of War Ragnarok this last week. When was it that they announced it?
It's November 9th, 20 for this year.
Yeah,
I have no idea what you're asking. Like,
the trailer, the little short that they did, the actual announcement of God of War Ragnarok coming out the day it's gonna come out. When was the announcement this past week? What day was it?
Oh, I think it was Wednesday, right? So.
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was Wednesday they announced it. Yeah.
Last Wednesday or this Wednesday?
This Wednesday.
This Wednesday? Okay. Yeah. I mean, woke up, saw it. No glizzies, but there was some food.
Oh, that's where you fucked up. You gotta have the glizzies.
Hey, man, not everyone can gobble,
You're right.
But yeah, man. I mean, it's exciting for sure. I'm just not over the
What's going on, Wall? What do you have to say?
He's struggling so hard.
Because here's the thing. I wasn't. I love God of War, but I was never like,
like how I was at 16. Yeah.
Yeah. No. The game. No.
He's like, no.
No. Like I was genuinely more excited when I saw footage for One Piece Odyssey than I was when like God of War got announced. Because like. I don't know. There's just stuff that I'm like, it's gonna come. Just let it happen. I wasn't too over the moon. I'm excited for it, but I didn't wake up and like immediately the serotonin hit, and I was like, oh, I didn't go full anime mode on the announcement. Like, it's good. I'm excited for it. I'm excited. The art, what was it? The cover that they have with Freya and everything, dude, that looks sick. Like everything looks fantastic. Fanrare's there, dude. I can't wait to chop some wolf legs. I know we're gonna kill him probably. I don't know. We kill everything.
Maybe not. You never know.
Maybe ride him into battle.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe decapitate him. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do with that wolf, but I'm excited for this game, man.
Yeah. So yeah. I'm excited as well. So
you sound excited.
This is my second question is predictions. What do you guys, or not even specifically predictions, but what are you guys expecting from this game? It could be story wise or like quality wise. Are you expecting this to be better than 2018? Like what? Like let's do like a temperature check right now. We're a couple months out from it. What is everyone's expectations for Ragnarok?
I expect the gameplay to be, especially the combat. I expect the combat to be way more fleshed out and have bigger moment-to-moment impacts than the 2018 version. 2018 version had a lot of slow moments. A lot of worthwhile moments, I might add. It's not like the slow moments were bad. It was all about story pacing and everything. But it took a little bit for the combat to really like set itself in, for you to really like explore deep in it. But since we're already starting this game with the Blaze of Chaos, I'm expecting combat to be way more fleshed out and to have...
Wow, spoiler.
Oh, stop it. And to have like Atreus as well be more than just the one button press kind of character that we had with 2018. Well, I love that. I thought it was awesome, but there's definitely room for exploration there, and within that combat system, especially growing out his skill tree along with Kratos' skill tree, if they're going to have something like that. But yeah, I'm expecting way more of a bigger impact story with a lot of like really crazy more moments, as we are anticipating Ragnarok and the whole point of their journey to kind of stop Ragnarok from happening. But yeah, I think along those lines, something like that, and just I want to say a longer story too, because this is the end, so I want these characters like to have their time to really be fleshed out and to really have their moments matter, especially since we're in the Ragnarok phase. So I want to say it's probably a longer story, but then I don't want to say that because 2018 was a pretty long game by itself.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Are you expecting to play as Atreus?
No. No.
Interesting.
No, I don't think so.
Interesting.
Why you asked that?
Yeah.
What were your thoughts on that? You sound like you had a nice little nugget up your sleeve here. What's up?
No, I honestly don't know, man. Because I was listening to Kind of Funny, their PlayStation podcast, and they were throwing out their predictions and things that they're expecting. Their kind of thinking is that there's something big in this game that they haven't shown us, i.e. Raiden from Metal Gear Solid 2. Like, they're expecting a moment like that with this game. I don't think something like that is gonna be in here. But yeah, they're of the mindset that you will play as Atreus at some point. And I don't know. I just don't know. I like. I don't have any basis. I don't have like any wild, theory or something that Corey said that would point to that opinion. But like, I don't know, man. I really don't know. What about you, Walt? Do you think we'll play as Atreus?
If anything, there'll be like a mini game or something where you control more of him. But I don't think that would be cool. I'm hoping you theoretically could add Atreus to be playable for one section or two. The big thing there is like making him feel like fleshed out enough where if they're gonna set him up for like future stuff, where it's like, oh, I can't wait to play more as him in the future or some shit. I don't know. What I do what I do hope from this game, and I think it pretty much could see it, is another weapon. One more. Nah, I don't expect like God of War 3 level 4 freaking weapons. But I do think like Kratos probably gonna find a third weapon, something from Norse, mythology, something that someone is gonna make for him. There's gonna be another legendary thing that you're gonna find and use.
Very Hammer-like, maybe.
Hey, man. I don't know if you get to kill 4 in this game, it would be absolutely incredible if you could use Mjolnir. That would be insane. That would be actually insane. It's not like the collector's edition has even Mjolnir with it. Oh no, man, we'll see. Aside from that, I'm also hoping a replacement for the Valkyries. That one enemy that you're gonna kill, like in the background, like that one collectible quote unquote enemy. I don't know if they would do something else like that. Just something in the background that incentivizes me to keep playing even after I beat the story, I'm hoping that's something that they add. I don't know what it would be. I don't know much about Norse mythology to know what's another thing that they could add where potentially you could fight it or collect. But yeah, that's mainly my big thing. For Atreus, honestly, I'm really not... I don't want to expect anything with Atreus because the minute I start like hoping that there's something with him more deep aside from story, I get really excited for it because I really like the reveal that they did with him and everything involving him. So it'd be kind of disappointing if I start expecting it and then it's not there. So that's what I preach always, not expect shit that's really low probability. But we'll see, man. I'm excited to explore that world and see the different areas and meet... I forgot her name.
Angerboda.
Yes, her. I'm really psyched to know more about her and know what her place in this story is. And I can't wait to meet Thor. Because they really set him up to be just the biggest dick in this world.
Okay. Are you a calm and reasonable person?
I am a calm and reasonable person.
He is. He's at least in the Eddas and the sagas that I've read. Yeah, he's an asshole.
Dude, I love it. I want to meet him because he sounds worse than anything that you met like in past God of War games. He truly feels like a humanely horrible person, inhumanely person.
I don't know. Like, Zeus was kind of a dick.
No, he was, but
Zeus was horrible.
You can't compare like a top god versus like a bottom god in another Because if you're gonna compare anyone to Zeus, it has to be Odin, and I don't know how much of a dick Odin is.
Thor ain't no bottom god, man. He's the champion of the gods. So.
Bro, my guy. You cannot compare Zeus to Thor. I feel like if you're gonna compare Zeus, compare it to Odin. But bottom as in below Odin, because everything else it's like on the same level. Hopefully you get to fight him in a very epic way, and it's not only once. I'm expecting to fight Thor like multiple rounds. Like you fight him once and he's like and he leaves, and then the next round it's like he's like you know.
Yeah. I mean, well, speaking on that though, I'm hoping the the enemy variety is a little great, or at least
hell yeah. I guess it shows that it is.
Yeah,
so
I mean
far.
the boss variety of more or less, because I don't want like trolls of just different colored trolls in different areas that kind of break up the gameplay and like how you approach them in different ways.
Yeah,
which is interesting, but still it's kind of like it felt like fighting the same thing over and over.
You're getting centaurs, man. Get to rip them in half.
Yeah, hopefully. I did. Yeah, I remember I looked at the gameplay reveal. It has like 15 million views, which is nuts. But I watched that gameplay review and they did have centaurs and I thought it was pretty rad.
Yeah, it did.
Even this new trailer had like 4 million views already. So.
Yeah, which is crazy. Which is absolutely insane. Those are huge numbers.
Excited.
Yeah, no, people are generally excited. There's just it for a moment I got worried because I was like, damn, these people are gonna feel validated, like the weirdos. But it's just people are really excited for this game. It's a mammoth of a game. The first one was like what game of the year and everything. So
yeah,
we'll see, man.
I also like that the actual release date is Odin's Day. I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah,
that's cool. Are you guys getting the collectors?
No, because it doesn't come with actual physical copy.
Are you serious? Are they doing
I wanted to touch on that too. Yeah, well, actually, both probably the most expensive. They will be the most expensive editions of the entire package. The one that come with Thor's hammer, it's really cool. Do not come with a physical disc, but they come with a physical steelbooks.
That's why I didn't get the Horizon big collector's edition, and I just went with the small, like I don't know
the special edition.
Yeah. That's why I just got that one instead.
I like my little elephant, my bristle. What is it called? Bristleback? The elephant thing.
Yeah. I bet that's actually it's badass. I know.
Yeah, it's pretty fucking cool. And honestly, I'm more excited for the Callisto collectors than I am for the God of War one. Mainly because of the figure that comes with it. Super rad.
Yeah, that statue is really cool.
Yeah, man. So what is it like a manufacturing thing or like cost thing? Like
I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's probably a manufacturing thing, and additionally, how do you serve the people that only want like a digital release versus people that just want a physical thing? And so I think they're just kind of blending those two wants. It's like you get all the physical stuff, but you don't get the physical game in a sense. Final Fantasy 14 did the exact same thing with their collector's edition, where they only had a digital release for Endwalker, as opposed to before where they actually had physical copies of their expansions.
What?
But you can actually order the collector's items on their store website, which I did. I got the collector's items that didn't come with the game. Yeah, it didn't come with the game, so I had to buy the game separately digitally. So they're just doing the same thing here, but you get the game in there. So. It's just weird that it comes with a steelbook and then you get nothing to put in it. That's the weird part.
Yeah, I think it's purely just a cost thing. Like obviously, I mean, it's the reason why I'm sure all these companies are licking their lips when they see the sort of disparity between digital and physical sales. They obviously want to sell more digital copies than physical. So.
Why'd you use that phrase?
I don't know why he used that phrase. I love. I want to imagine Soul like in like a super. He's like CEO. He's like doing a presentation. And he starts going, I don't know, man, the competitors licking their lips right now. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I don't know. It's just a weird decision to do. I don't like it, but it does make me stray away from these special editions. But the thing is, I was getting God of War Ragnarok digitally anyway. So
okay, so
yeah, so for me, like if I wanted this, I would go all in. But
Is there a steelbook? Just a steelbook edition?
I'm gonna be honest, and I felt this way about God of War 2018.
Mm.
I'm not the biggest fan of the Steelbook for both of those games. Um,
Mm.
I didn't even know God of War One had a steelbook.
Yeah, me either.
yeah, I have it. I have it. But yeah,
Oh,
like you look at the one for like Last of Us Part Two, both Horizon games.
yeah.
Like I don't know, they just
Even the
look.
Persona one. The Persona one's really cool.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
was. Yeah, I
but
have them too.
for first party specifically, like
Mm.
like what's happening on the cover itself is so much more interesting than
Mm.
the God of War one. I mean, it looks pretty, but like I don't know,
Right.
it's definitely not my favorite steelbook that PlayStation has released. Um,
Oh yeah,
Right.
it is
but
pretty plain Jane.
yeah, so in terms of expectations for me, I think Macho sort of alluded to it a little bit.
Mm.
Um, Story wise, I'm expecting like this to absolutely be like bananas, man.
Yeah.
Like
A roller coaster.
and yeah, and like we kind of mentioned this with like Corey's goal with the first game was this idea of simple story, complex characters,
Mm-hmm.
and that's always sort of like the best, kind of stories in media are like when the goal is, relatively like easy to understand. It's not the most complex kind of, thing. It's an easy goal, right? The overall goal of that game was to get to, Jotunheim to spread Faye's ashes. Like that is the goal, but like in the manner in which those characters got to that goal was really really complex, right? But that was always
Right.
the goal. I don't think that's going to be the case with Ragnarok. I think there may be some time shenanigans happening in
Oh
this
my.
one. Um,
No, don't tell me
but
that. Oh
but yeah,
no.
man, because I mean we have the whole thing with the serpent being
Yeah, that's true.
one of Loki's kids. I mean we see Fenrir in the TV spot, which is another one of Loki's children.
Interesting.
Does Loki
Okay.
just have animals for kids?
I mean, I mean, there's
Does he
literally
commit
there's
bestiality? So.
I mean, yes. There's literally there's
Oh,
literally there's literally a story that he morphs into a horse and fucks another horse.
what?
So, yeah, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Wait, what?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
so you're saying Loki is just the deep?
When he wants to, yeah, man.
Damn, man. I mean, hey, if you got powers, use them. But god damn.
I mean, it's weird because Amraboda is like his partner, and
Yeah. What
together
is
they
she?
have she's a giant. Um,
Oh, man, they're just going for giants, man. Golly. Then they
yeah,
make fun of us
so
for going for Lady D.
yeah, man. Well, yeah, yeah, yeah. But yeah, so together they have the World Serpent, Fenrir, and last one is Hel. Which is weird because in the Thor movies they made Hel. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Macho, but they made Hel Thor's sister, right?
Hella
Loki's
yeah.
sister.
Hella, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And which
Yeah.
in reality is like she's actually Loki's daughter. So,
Oh, really?
yeah, yeah. Um,
Yeah, they
so
made they
yeah,
made
like
her made her Odin's daughter, like the first
Yeah.
Odin's first daughter.
Yeah,
right,
the oldest.
right. So yeah, I'm expecting some time shenanigans because like it was alluded to in the last game that when what's his name when you were talking to the World Serpent, like one of the times he was like Mimir was like, oh, the World Serpent knows the pain of your loss. There's also, I forget if Mimir specifically says it, but like sort of the classic idea with Thor and the World Serpent, like they're always like destined to fight each other. And I think even Mimir talks about it and says that like their battle during Ragnarok was so like terrible that like the World Serpent got hit so hard that he was literally sent back through time, and that's why he's literally like here, like in God of War 2018, being able
Mm.
to like, talk to you guys and things like that. So like the World Serpent is like literally like from another timeline. So and I think
Mm.
he even says that Mimir even says that he recognizes Atreus or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I need to replay the
yeah.
game.
So
I'm gonna replay before the Ragnarok comes out, but I forgot
Yeah, I
about
might do
that.
that too.
I do too, man. I feel like I need to. But yeah, so I'm expecting some time shenanigans to be here. Um, but overall, like there's just so much that we haven't seen, right? So like obviously, we saw Angrboda in that last trailer. We saw Fenrir in this TV spot. But we need to see people like Heimdall as well, or I forget how to say his name. But yeah, we need to see him. Um,
Yeah, Idris Elba. Yeah.
yeah, we need to see him. I'm guessing we'll probably see Skull and Hadi, which are the two wolves that literally eat the sun and the moon. I think we'll probably see them.
That's so
Um,
wild.
yeah. Um, obviously we need to see Odin.
Yeah,
We
I
need to
really want to see
see,
their interpretation of him.
yeah, we'll definitely gonna see him. And then uh, we'll probably see Suit or Suitor. I forget how to say his name,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Searcher.
yeah.
Yeah,
Literally
the the,
the
the
giant.
Ragnarok bringer.
Yeah. I mean, he's the one that literally like burns the world after Ragnarok is done.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, man, it's gonna be wild, and because this is the interesting thing about God of War, because like it's not like they're gonna be like a one-to-one exact adaptation of like what happened in the sagas and the Eddas of like Norse mythology, because like even what we know of Norse mythology is still like really really rough. There's like
Mm.
multiple interpretations of it, and it's not like like The Witcher of like that's source material that we could pull from and things like that, as opposed to like God of War. It's like literally it's its own thing, because Kratos is in this, right? And Kratos wasn't in the original stories or whatever. So like
You don't know that?
naturally naturally like they can do whatever they want with this. But even with that being said, there's still like some things that they need to adapt from. There's still some things that we need to see in this, right?
Mm. Right.
So yeah, I'm interested to see like what exactly do they pull from those original stories, what new do they bring from the table, right?
Mm.
Because I don't think they can do everything that happens in Ragnarok, because like if they do, then this is gonna be a really really big game. Um, but who knows, man? Who
Do you think
knows?
we'll see other gods like from other pantheons?
What, from like Roman or Greek or
Because
Egyptian?
they did hint at like Egyptian gods in the previous game.
No, I don't think we'll see them.
Yeah, no.
You think anyone will intrude?
No, I
No.
think this. I mean, I'm gonna put my wants and needs on this as I did for Kingdom Hearts 3. I want this to be the end of of this story
Of Kratos'
of
story?
Norse's mythology. Yeah, not Kratos'
Oh, of
story, but Norse
Norse.
mythology. Like if they're really gonna end it with Ragnarok, I want them to put a cap on it. And if they are gonna do a teaser, let it be like an end credits teaser or like a secret teaser you have to unlock or something like that. That's gonna hint
Yeah.
to what's gonna happen further.
You have
Because
to
the
like
fact
collect all
that
the feathers or some shit. Yeah.
yeah, because the fact that Atreus is quote unquote Loki
Yeah.
already kind of breaks.
Spoiler.
Come on. it kind of breaks the whole like meta of God of War, right? Where Kratos was such a he was like a essentially like a nobody in the Greek mythology, which is why it was so easy
Well,
for
he
him
was a
to.
general.
But it was so that's why it was so easy, and the Spartan general at that. That's why it was so easy for
Hmm.
him to be like a part of the Greek mythology and just sort of be his own thing and like create this own like universe of Greek mythology or Greek
Right.
stories.
Because it
Right.
wasn't like he was Poseidon or somebody like that.
Oh yeah,
Right,
yeah,
and
yeah,
Loki
yeah.
and excuse me, Atreus is like that for Norse mythology. So if they are going to do Egyptian, then it might be like a whole new character that we're playing as. It might not even be Kratos, not even be Atreus. So I'm not sure what they're really going to do with that. If they, so that's my answer to why I don't think they're going to include like another like another pantheon of gods from a different era of mythology.
Yeah. And what's interesting is like back to sort of like adaptations and what they pull from Norse mythology and what they don't. It is interesting having Atreus be Loki, because Loki is the one who starts Ragnarok essentially, and the way that he does that is he's such a dick, man. He so in the stories essentially, and we know this also, God of War 2018 also did this as well with Freya, that when Boulder was born, she basically went to like everything in the world and made with like trees or like the water, like she would talk to like everything in on Earth and basically made a deal with them to ensure that they cannot hurt Boulder. The one thing that she did not go to talk to was Mistletoe. And then we know that or actually, yeah, she didn't talk to Mistletoe, but she didn't tell anyone that she couldn't talk to Mistletoe. Loki eventually finds out. I think he goes to talk to Mistletoe, or he finds out that Mistletoe is the one thing that can actually hurt Balder. And through some shit, he actually manages to like I forget how he does it, but he gets Boulder to touch Mistletoe, and that ends up, or I think he actually shoots Mistletoe like at Boulder, and it ends up killing Boulder. So that like all the gods get pissed at Loki and they like imprison him. So like yeah, and that literally like that basically like gets the ball rolling for Ragnarok, and it's interesting that like it's kind of the same thing that happened here because Balder, if you remember back from the 2018 game, he like punches Atreus, and Atreus has like a little bit of mistletoe like tied onto his arrow quiver or whatever, and that's essentially what breaks the curse on Balder and makes him vulnerable now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so it's interesting that that's like, so like what I'm trying to say is that like, so Loki is the one who starts Ragnarok, but like it gets so much more involved because like once he actually breaks in the stories, once he actually breaks free from his shackles, he goes to Hell and talks to his daughter. He gets Hell to basically raise an army of the dead in the underworld to start the attack on Asgard. And then that's when Fenrir breaks out. That's when Jormungandr starts poisoning all the waters on the planet, and then he starts his attack as well. So it's like literally Loki and his children in an army of dead, as well as all the giants versus Asgard. So like I'm curious. Like we have kind of like that stuff set up. Like we've been to Hell already. We've met the World Serpent. Apparently we're gonna meet Fenrir. So like I wonder like. Like is Atreus really gonna be at the forefront of all this, man, with Ragnarok? Like I don't, and at the same time I'm really expecting there to be a lot of tension between Kratos and Atreus. So, like what side is Kratos ultimately gonna be on? Like is he gonna be at Loki's side waging war to get against Asgard? Like I don't know, man. Like I don't know. It's interesting, like where they can take this with Loki. Like, what are you guys expecting from Atreus specifically? Because I remember like back in the September showcase trailer, he's saying like, they want to stop Ragnarok from happening, and and war and all this. But like, are you expecting like Atreus to fully kind of lean into like this Loki side of him that's like deep down in there somewhere, or like I don't know. What do you guys see in Atreus in this game?
I think the biggest influence is going to be from Kratos, whether it's positive or negative. And from that
Yeah,
trailer, they already have the tensions brewing, or he's saying to him, "Stop being a dad, be more like a general."
yeah,
And
Yeah.
he's like, absolutely freaking not. Like I'm not doing that. So I think the entire way is to again their journey is to stop this from happening. And Kratos asks him the question, well, what if your way of not preventing Ragnarok leads to war? What are you going to do then?
yeah,
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest question that we have to really look forward to, and how they answer that. Because at the end of the day, like you said before, Soul, it's all about simple story, complex characters. How they get to that end goal to stop Ragnarok, I don't think that's going to happen. But how they get there is going to be so much. It's gonna be a lot of impactful story moments, and that we're not gonna be ready for. I feel like,
yeah,
it's for these characters, nothing's gonna go right. That's how I feel.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I'm expecting a lot and I mean a lot of tension between Kratos and Atreus. And you're ultimately going to see Atreus's, uh, like, actual beliefs in how shit should get done. And that's going to bring a lot of conflict between him and his
I
dad.
agree. Yeah,
Because essentially, Kratos is, by definition, a leader, and he was, he was raised this way to follow what he believes in no matter what. and he's going to come into a lot of conflicts with him. And I do think there's going to be a fall off point where Atreus is going to do his own thing, and Kratos is going to have to like, shit. I think maybe he's right. You know, someone's going to give in. One of them is going to give in. I just don't know who it is.
Yeah, I'm definitely expecting it to just be like an absolute like bloodbath, like because I mean we have in the stories at least, like Odin is destined to fight Fenrir, and they both basically kill each other. Thor is destined to fight, but that's the thing, we don't know if they're gonna do this. That's the cool thing about this game. Thor is always destined to go against the serpent. They always manage to kill each other. Freyr fights against Surtur, but Surtur always wins. Heimdall fights against Loki, and I believe they kill each other as well. So like I wonder, like, for that as well, like, will they actually have Atreus fighting Heimdall, and what happens there? Is that going to be the moment where we just play as Loki and not or as Atreus and not Kratos, like you know, him fighting against a god? Like, that would be interesting. But yeah, and I don't know if like, do you have Kratos and the Serpent tag team against Thor? Like, that would be sick. Like, I don't know, man. Like,
well, the thing is in that latest trailer, the very few lines that are said in that CG trailer was that Kratos and Atreus basically saying to each other, "You're not alone." So you would have to assume that at some point one of them is going to be in just their sole character throughout at least a part of the game. Like it's like at one point they're going to be separated, and then either they come back together or something really drastic is going to happen where Kratos has to maybe kill Atreus or vice versa. I don't know. Yeah. I feel like because if this is Ragnarok and everyone's destined to fight each other and basically Norse mythology is going to go kaput, then you imagine that Loki is going to be in that same realm and Kratos like, oh god, what do I got to do?
Yeah. And they did hint at Kratos, you know, having quite the fate.
Yeah, and what happens with that as well?
That's the wild card. The wild card is Kratos, because everything else we can like. That's what's crazy, because the story right now is what it is because of Kratos. That's why we really can't go by mythology standards, because, you know, assuming Kratos never existed, you know, it just go as normal. But this man literally will change fate. He literally killed the Sisters of Fate. So like, this man will do whatever he can. We'll see, man. We'll see. I know that. But you just know that they're gonna come for Loki. They're gonna come for Atreus, and ultimately, that's where it's gonna like kick off. Because you also have Freya in the fray. You know, she's around. She's trying to clap some Kratos, you know, cheeks. I don't know, man.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. Not with the clapping cheeks part, but with the fact that like. Baldur is like, he's described as like the most beloved god, like Odin and all the other gods, like they really like cherish Baldur. So the fact that, you know, Atreus and Kratos killed him, I think, yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, these two are going to be like
hunted down
on Asgard's shit list for this entire game, and that's not even mentioning Thor, that we killed both of his sons and his brother. You know? So. Yeah, I think that is for sure.
And you know, obviously Odin, they hinted at, you know, he was a literal collectible. The damn birds, the Odin's ravens, they were always watching, so he knows everything that's going on. He knows absolutely everything that's been unfolding. He knows where Kratos stores his magazines. You know, he knows what he's gonna do. Dude, this is gonna be like, it's gonna be literally two versus. That's why they go for what they look for, I forgot his name. The big boy. Tyr. Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if, because there's a bunch of realms that we haven't explored. So I wouldn't be surprised if we go to, I forget the name of that specific realm, but the realm of the ice giants. I wouldn't be surprised, they do fight alongside Loki against Asgard, so I wouldn't be surprised if we get them on our side.
Dude.
we obviously have to meet Hel and get her on our side as well. Suitor, I would imagine, because since obviously he's a big player, I would imagine that we go to him and we get him on our side as well.
Right.
So.
And this
Yeah,
is the
man.
last of the Norse games because
Yeah.
I could have sworn that
It's a duology,
Corey,
yeah.
not with Norse, but I know that there's probably more after this in terms of story wise, or this is truly the end.
I mean,
You know?
like the world, like after Suitor like burns everything down, like the world does eventually like sprout back to life. And I think I forget which it might have been Odin, but I do remember there's like a couple, like there's a man and a woman who's actually hidden inside Yggdrasil, the world tree. So like once the fires like die down, like those two humans like come out of the tree and they start repopulating the earth, like they're like the new Adam and Eve. And then I believe also Boulder like comes back to life alongside some other gods, and they start like helping out in like reconstructing the world and things like that. So like new life does eventually come out, but
Right. And
but,
do
yeah.
you think, like you knowing like the whole Ragnarok thing, do you think it's possible that they stop Ragnarok?
Um, I don't know, man. I see my
Kratos has
per-
done the impossible before.
That's true, and again, like I wouldn't be, because again, this isn't gonna be like this isn't an adaptation. So
Right.
like that's the exciting thing, is that like they could,
They could
but at the
potentially
same
stop
time,
Ragnarok.
but at the same time, this game is called God of War Ragnarok, so I'm
Right.
fully expecting Ragnarok to happen.
Or
Yeah,
build up to
exactly.
that. Because I do think, because what is the one thing that makes the world, kaput? Is Surtur like burning the world? Is that the big thing?
Um,
What's the big thing that's like, if we stop this, we prevent Ragnarok? What's that one thing that they would have to stop?
I mean, it's multiple things really, because like even Thor versus the World Serpent. I mean, that's a battle that like the World Serpent literally poisons the entire, like all the waters on the planet. So like there's that, there's Skull and Hati who literally devour the sun and the moon. So there's that you would have to deal with as well.
Yeah.
On top of the World Serpent, Thor and the World Serpent's battle literally shakes the planet and creates earthquakes as well. Right, so it's really multiple things. Suitor is just the one who comes at the end of it and it's just like, okay, fuck it, I'm burning everything at the end of this. So really, there's multiple things that happens.
Because my big thing is, there's no Ragnarok in Greek, but at the end of God of War 3, the world was pretty much made shit. It was like turned into shit. Like the ocean rose, there was a plague of demons and ghosts in the air, there was plague all over, everything was coming apart, like literally everything fell apart.
Yeah.
And Kratos just happened to drift into this other pantheon. So did that not affect the north side? Was that just in Olympus and Sparta and all that?
Yeah.
I forget how Corey explained it.
Okay, so he explains it, because that's one thing that I've never really, like, how does that affect only one section when it's supposed to be worldwide catastrophic? Because it's like, oh, you're the the demon of hell, the Hades, but it's like there's multiple hells. Assuming there's Helheim and then there's hell with Hades.
Yeah, he explains it, but I think from what I remember from that that explanation, he says something along the lines of that like all the pantheons and the mythologies all coexist, together on the planet. So
then wouldn't that, like, Ragnarok starting to happen, wouldn't that make other people like, oh shit, like we should like meddle? Or there's just this unspoken rule of like, nah, let them destroy the world, we're gonna be fine,
maybe, yeah, I don't know,
man.
but
Because like, again, I get that they're surveying Kratos, but I feel like you have to be super on edge when the guy that killed Zeus comes to your like playing field. Like, there has to be tension. You have to be insane to be like, oh, we'll take care of him later. Dude, he killed Zeus.
But I mean, there's further credence to that idea of all the mythologies coexisting alongside one another. When Mimir even says, he's like, wait, your father was Zeus? You remember that? When they're in Helheim and they actually
Yeah,
see,
yeah, yeah. Oh, and he
yeah,
sees the visage, like the big like Zeus, like mirage, like
yeah,
Zeus forms in the clouds. Yeah,
yeah, and Mimir has at the very least has heard of Zeus, and he was like, I
that's
forget when he
baffling.
says it, but he was also like, I'm on the belt of the bloody ghost of Sparta, right? So
That's so baffling that like literally a man that killed multiple like main gods comes here and like you're just like it's gonna be fine. It's like no, dude, like everything's fucked. And not because just this guy. Well, you already have Ragnarok that's gonna happen. Plus you have this, now tempered man, but literally has. I assume he's still part god. And
he
I
was
mean,
he was also in hiding though. You have to keep that in mind. So like, it
dude, he
wasn't.
is the best stealth. He has the stealth of 100.
He didn't like garner the attention of Asgard until he started fucking killing off their gods. So
But that's insane. That just goes to show that they're going very good with like how gods are depicted. Because in any mythology, most gods were really were dicks. They were just like, oh, nothing will happen to me, mere mortal. And he's just like, oh, he's like the picture of the guy in yellow that's like rubbing his hand. He's like, yeah, I'm gonna come for you, Odin. It's like, dude, take care of your mans. Freya cannot do this on her own.
I think that's what makes God of War kind of unique. The fact that they're telling everybody that these mythologies exist in one world.
That's crazy. Are you telling me Aguebana, the Taino goddess, is in this world? That would be crazy.
Probably, yeah. But like it's as simple as going from
so
Greece to Norway. It's like, as simple as I think it's as simple as that. It's the same thing when we get like something news like catch-up happens like in New York or whatever, but you guys don't feel effects because you're in a different state. So it's like, you're like, oh, that's crazy. Like, I think it's the same thing with Greece and Norway, where like they dramatize it being like, oh, the world was flooded at the end of God of War 3, blah blah blah. And like, no, it was just around Greece area and Sparta.
So you're telling me
everyone else in Norway was just chilling. Bless you.
So you're telling me that there's a Pantheon Expo where all the gods just get together and all the fans are like, dude,
bless you.
As soon as my god is going, I have to visit and represent, take a picture with him. Dude,
listen, all I'm saying is that Kratos has a long walk to get to Egypt. That's all I'm saying.
Bro, he just fell in the damn ocean and landed in goddamn Norse. I don't doubt this man will somehow get transported to Egypt. He'll make it. I don't know how, but he'll make it. That's crazy. I love it, man.
Or even Chinese mythology. Cool. We'll see.
Dude, but it's insane. Real quick, last thing. The fact that Tainos are actually getting more representation with this recent Humankind game, where you can actually have Tainos as that'd be insane. If
I know we flipped out on that. We flipped out
if somehow Kratos is like, oh, yes. The damn Puerto Ricans.
Yes, Quenepas, Bacaritos.
Quenepa, Bacalao, Taino, go to the ground. I'm like, what? That's cool, man. That's cool.
So,
yeah, man.
My final question to you guys: do you think Kratos dies?
No.
It's a fake out. It's gonna be a fake out. You're gonna think he is, but he won't. Or it's gonna be like Obi-Wan kind of death, where it's like, he died,
where he just fades out of his clothes.
Yeah,
where his clothes just flops on the ground.
His blades of chaos just fall on the ground. Bro, and
the fact that Luke screams no instead of what happens.
Yeah.
Wait, what happened?
Kratos is gonna go, if you kill me now, I'm gonna be stronger than you've ever imagined. And he gets killed, and he's just gonna be like Athena. He's gonna be like ethereal. Or some shit.
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't think
he doesn't die. I don't think Kratos dies. I don't think
a
being like Kratos dies when you have that multiple souls in you and that multiple powers in you. Like, you just ascend to like the cosmos, to like the pantheon of Kratos.
Yeah,
I don't
I,
know.
I, I don't think it's a thing really. Like he's not, but it's not the fact that he's too iconic to not die.
No.
He's just what we were talking before. He's the wild card in these games,
Yeah.
and he's absolutely the driving force. So
He's the
yeah.
Asura and Asura's Wrath. He literally will. You literally will go, I'm the strongest god ever. And he's like, bet, I'm going to punch the shit out of you. That's him.
Yeah,
Kratos is just.
but to be honest, I would love more of like a Kratos going into more mythologies with the history and the seasoned vet that he is
Yeah.
from these other ones. It'd be a lot like the CJ me and Grand Theft Auto. It's like, oh shit, here we go again.
Shit. He
But
sees
with
a
Kratos.
pyramid. He sees Anubis at the top and sets and everyone, and he's like, well, guys got to pummel some more. Like, hey, y'all. So let me tell you what happened over here.
Yeah.
So I flooded Olympus. I burnt, Norway. And now, what's the apocalypse here? I'm here for it. He's just an apocalypse veteran.
He's here for what was it?
The plagues?
The plague, yeah, the plagues
Yeah,
in Egypt and all that stuff, and Moses
Yeah.
and Anubis.
Then he
all
goes
that
to
stuff,
Israel and he sees Jesus, and then they like
Exactly.
become roommates.
Exactly.
And like, I don't know.
Bleeding into all the different religions over there.
And like he keeps going, and like the last part is just him and Vishnu or whatever, like the main god in Hinduism. That's like the first god ever, and it's just this Buddha looking, just like the last boss in the Asura's Wrath that has multiple faces. That'd be the end for Kratos. But yeah, man, I'm excited. Man, this got me more excited for the game than the damn announcement. Now I just want to see what they're gonna do in the game. Definitely no wild shit, but I don't think Kratos just dies. There's something special that'll happen with him. He will ascend. But yeah. It's a family reunion, man. Atreus is getting a family reunion.
What do you think? So, do you think he's gonna die?
I think he is. I think he is.
Interesting.
I don't have, again, sort of like to the earlier question about like the whether you play Atreus or not. I don't have any like rhyme or reason or specific thing that I can point to, or something like Corey said or the game said that really points to this. But I don't know, man. I guess I just wouldn't be surprised if he does die.
You think it's due
Yeah.
time? Do you think it's due for him to die?
I
Do you
think
want him
so.
to die?
I don't want him to die because, like, I mean, to me this is like we're at a time that's kind of like, it feels like it's peak Kratos, right? Like like Kratos is just like so good, as a character. But like
Yeah.
I feel like we're almost approaching that time where it kind of feels like it's time to pass the torch, maybe. But yeah, I don't know. I don't
Atreus,
know.
do you think Atreus becomes then the headliner for future games?
Yeah, I think so. But then again, God of War, I think after Ragnarok, it's gonna be on ice for a little bit.
Yeah, I think so too, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean,
what,
hey.
what better way to do that than to I mean, it would make sense, because if you do kill off Kratos, you're gonna need sufficient time to figure out what the hell you're gonna do next.
Yeah,
Unless they're already working on it,
I don't know. I don't know. That stuff takes a long time to do, man.
Not saying they're gonna finish in 2 years, but
Yeah.
who's to say they don't already have that roadmap? Because I know Corey definitely is thinking of the future, but I don't know what
He's
it
working
is.
on a new IP, so
Hey, bring me all of it, man. Give me anything. Honestly, just give me games, because we actually have. Just kidding.
But yeah, man, I would not be surprised. So actually, let's have this for future reference. So I say he is going to die. Macho, what do you say?
I don't think he is. No.
You say no, and Walt, what do you say?
He's ascending. He's getting a very specific send off that's gonna not be death, but it's not gonna be like he's gonna keep living. He's just not gonna be around, but he is gonna remain like present in Atreus' life. That's my.
I don't know how to put that in a alive or dead bucket.
Just say neither.
Okay, neither. Interesting.
Neither. Force. He'll become one with the Force. Just say he becomes a Force ghost. I don't know.
Okay, we will revisit this
In November.
this conversation. Yeah, in November, man. I'm excited. This is
Yeah.
to me, like, this is.
Are you guys
I don't
actually
think
gonna
I've-
finish the game?
Oh, this ain't no Horizon Forbidden West situation, baby.
Listen, buddy. It's open zone. It's not open world. Okay.
Well, not even that. So like, this is what I was trying to say. Was that like I haven't been this excited for like just like a pure story in maybe Last of Us Part 2, but like yeah, I don't know, like I'm truly like, I know people are excited just to see how like the gameplay evolves or whatever the case may be, but like just in terms of like what is going to happen in a game, I've never been more excited.
Yeah, I'm excited.
It just feels like they can literally take this wherever the fuck they want. And I'm just expecting this to be like batshit insane with all the things that could happen, all the gods and the deities and the giants that could be involved. I'm expecting it to be absolutely bananas, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's the kind of game where I'll admit Horizon, why I'm taking long is because also that the beginning part, it kind of like,
I'm just busting your balls, man.
No, but like I want to be real that with God of War, it got right into it, and I'm glad that this is a continuation. Literally, it leaves off somewhere, you know.
But I mean, also, Macho, like this is essentially like this, like our version of like God of War 3, essentially. Like this to me, it feels like it's gonna be God of War 3 again. Just like, do you remember like the intro to that game? Just how like insane, with, like, you know, and the Pantheon, like seeing all the Pantheon right there as you're climbing up Mount Olympus.
All the Titans.
Oh, dude, that's still the best God of War game for me. God of War 3.
It is.
Like I'm expecting like Ragnarok to be like on that level of, or maybe even more, but like that level of just like it's the climax of the franchise, essentially.
I brought the destruction of Olympus.
Yeah, I'm just like, literally just like throwing everything at the wall. Like, yeah, I don't know, and they kind of have to. This is the last game, so like, yeah, I'm expecting so much from this game. That's probably going to lead me to this. I would say that's probably going to lead me to disappointment.
No, it will. So it always does. So
but
have you not learned?
It's
I don't give a shit, dude. I don't give a. It was CD Projekt Red. It was BioWare. Look where we are. No. I'm always tempered. Always tempered. I don't give. It can be literally. Jesus will rise.
CD Projekt Red made 2 great games.
I've come back.
And with CD Projekt Red, all the signs were there that Cyberpunk was going to be the disaster.
Man, guys, stop capping.
No, what?
Okay, well, hear me out. 2018, they had the reveal trailer at E3. 2019, they showed another CGI trailer. They did not show gameplay at 2019. That was a red flag to me. It was like, okay, this game is coming out in a year and we still haven't seen gameplay. The other thing was during the review process that they didn't send console versions to reviewers. That was another to me. I was like, oh boy, that's a red flag.
No, you guys are right. I just don't expect so much, man. You just said it. Probably leave me to disappoint. Yeah, don't do it, Jay. I'm trying to save you.
It's Santa Monica Studio, man.
It can be Jesus, and just take it easy. Like,
hey man, I'm not tempering no expectations over here. Final 16,
man,
97 Remake Part 2 is gonna be lit, dog. It's gonna be lit. I ain't tempering no expectations.
I do not want to hear that weekend y'all going, guys. I actually nah. Shut up.
Okay, Macho. Listen to this. Listen to this right here.
Yeah.
So Walt, you tell me that if From Software right now just tweet it out, just tweet it out. Hey guys, our new project is blah 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 coming out next year. You're telling me your expectations wouldn't be over the moon?
That's not fair, man.
That's right.
Okay, guys. No, I thought you were gonna say if Atlas goes, say Persona 6. No, you're right.
Even that, yeah. Or if From Software simply tweeted out Bloodborne 2, and that's it.
You want me to have an aneurysm? Is that what you want me to? Well,
you would have an aneurysm. That's the funny part.
You're right. I would.
Yeah, you probably moan too, you little freak.
Hey.
He looks at the tweet and says, "Oh yeah."
Oh yeah. I imagine I'm like in an investor meeting and they say, we're projecting sales with Bloodborne 2, and you just hear in the back,
I would be Anime Expo would be the last place I would want to be in if everyone found out live that Bloodborne 2 was happening at Anime Expo. That would be the last place I would.
You know what's crazy? That they did an announcement in the Anime Expo that did have people really fucking crazy. It was like a VTuber reveal that she was gonna join a certain group. People literally like. They were going insane, so I would not put it past them. No, they were going pretty insane. No, you're right. Listen, I just like to remind people to be, take it easy. Know what you're getting yourself into.
Which is fair. Yeah, totally fair.
But
Don't worry,
hey,
but this is PlayStation, so we can get excited for a product.
Oh, you're right. You're right. They actually have games. Yeah, you're right.
It has a PlayStation logo, so we can get excited.
Oh, you're right.
Oh, that's all it takes.
That's all it takes, man. That's all it takes.
I hate that damn argument so much.
Listen, man, it's like Nintendo. Nintendo announces something.
Oh man.
I'm just like, I mean, hey, to be fair, if Yoshi P just as so much as breathes, you're already like,
Oh yeah, I'm already have a plate of grapes and cheese ready for him.
You're dripping.
Yeah.
Like you're.
Whoa.
What's up?
Whoa. There you are.
Oh, I said a plate of grapes and cheese, and y'all were like, "Whoa, what's that all about?" Well, it's just food. What are you talking about?
Wait.
What do you mean? No cheese?
Am I about to fight the boss? Oh no.
What?
He said no.
No.
I'm not ready. Oh man.
He said
Oh, I
no.
just summoned someone. Oh no, I'm about to fight a boss, aren't I? Anyway.
I can take away from here. So how about that?
Well, okay, so we're done with Ragnarok basically. I think we're all pretty excited for it.
We're excited. Yeah, we're hyped.
Yes.
Yeah, and again, man, like going back to like PlayStation's 2022, man, like from Horizon to GT7 to God of War, even to the smaller things like a Sifu. We have Valkyrie Elysium coming out later.
Oh yes, sir.
Yeah, Valkyrie Elysium in September. Dialfield Chronicles also in September.
But also like even like the ports that they've done this year from Uncharted, what is it, Legacy of Thieves to PS5, and then that's coming to PC. Spider-Man Remastered coming to PC.
Yeah.
Like
Stray.
PlayStation Studios, Stray as well. Like PlayStation Studios and just PlayStation in general has had a pretty busy year, man. So
yeah, they're working.
Kudos to them, man. Yeah, kudos to them.
Yeah, they kept us nice and busy with games for sure. I love it
For sure. Unlike some other,
Damn, I haven't seen
sorry.
Yo.
Woo! It took a Thor hammer
Muy caliente.
It took a Thor hammer out, man. Jesus
Ay.
Also, going. You just reminded me about Thor's hammer. So like in the stories, it's like the hammer itself is. I don't know if they do this in Marvel. You have to correct me if I'm wrong, but the hammer is actually like so fucking heavy that Thor actually needs a specific gauntlet and a belt to actually be able to like lift it.
No,
it's like I wonder if we actually do get to use it, like. It would be a pretty interesting like gameplay choice of like, oh, you have to equip this specific belt and gauntlet for Kratos in order to be able to use Mjolnir, and if you don't have it, then you can't use it or something like that. Or
they make it
less
special.
powerful.
Or they make it like a. Oh yeah, that's a good. Fuck what? It's actually valid. I'm bringing this game up, Breath of the Wild. So with Breath of the Wild,
here we go.
No. No. Listen. You know how weapons break, right?
Yeah.
But the Master Sword is the only one that has to recharge, so it doesn't break. It just loses power. So I wonder if with Mjolnir is the kind of thing where either you equip it, it's less powerful one not, or it's a special where you use Mjolnir, but then it has to recharge, like the blade of oh my god, what's the thing they use in God of War 3? The Blade of Olympus?
Oh right, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, where it's like a super where you use it full power, but then it has to recharge. They could do that. Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah,
I'm
I
good
mean,
with that.
I'll be a
Yeah.
big fan if I see Kratos throw up Thor's hammer, jumps up, catches it, and
Bro,
does like a pound. Yeah, that'd be really cool.
that's like Cap picking up damn Mjolnir, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
That'd be tight. Yeah,
All right. So that is God of War Ragnarok. Let
love
us
it.
close things out with Forspoken. Forspoken got delayed once. Do you guys know how many times it's
Oh
been
wait,
delayed?
really?
Yeah, this is the third time it got delayed.
Third time?
I think, right? Second or third time?
It must be. Must be.
Yeah.
So yeah, it got delayed into January 2023.
Oh wow, when was it gonna come out?
October 11th.
Oh wow, that's a few
Yeah.
months. That's a good
Yeah.
few months.
They cited in their post that after talking to our what did they say?
Key partners.
Key partners, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so after talking to their key partners, they decided to push the game. A lot of people are saying that that's probably PlayStation, but that could also just be like Square Enix and their other teams just in general, because you would have to imagine that like Luminous isn't the only team like working on this. Like there's probably multiple support teams working on this project as well. So it could be PlayStation, it could be just their like just their teams in general. So
Right.
Yeah.
who knows? But yeah, so it's been pushed. I think at the end of the day, Square Enix is probably happy to give that team more time to polish that game to make sure it's not going to be like riddled with bugs or anything or broken when it's
Yeah.
released. So at the end of the day, I think, and also like it's releasing in January, which is for new IP. Like I think that's gonna
That's
benefit
fantastic.
that game. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Three Kings Day present right there.
Yes, yeah.
No, yeah, I'm glad for this. I'm actually Macho and I we were like day one on this game. This just further, for me at least, it makes me more relieved and gives me a bit more hope that it'll be more polished at release.
I'm more relieved of the fact that it's getting an open like field to actually play around with its publicity and everything. Because Square Enix had said before that they wanted to treat this game as the start of a new franchise, and the fact that they're giving it the time in the limelight says a lot. Because packing it into the fall for this year, guys, would have absolutely killed it.
Really?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Especially if everything that we think is releasing actually does end up releasing.
Yeah, yeah. September alone is Last of Us, Diofield Chronicles, Valkyrie Elysium, Gotham Knights is October's Gotham Knights, Star Ocean. What
Which
else
one
is
was
in
the
October?
Diofield Chronicle one? What was that one again?
It's the real-time strategy top-down medieval game from Square Enix.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
There's a couple of stuff in October too, but then we move on to November. There's a couple other stuff in November, including God of War Ragnarok, Skull and Bones, Harvestella, and then Callisto
Ooh,
Protocol. And Pokemon Scarlet is also like the week after God of War Ragnarok.
Yeah.
Is Harvestella Square Enix?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then of course we're expecting Hogwarts Legacy to be in there somewhere.
I don't know where's it gonna fit, man. I don't know.
Yo, we ending this year kind of strong, bro. What?
Very, yeah. And then Callisto Project is the month of December, so there's that. And then the Crisis Core Reunion supposedly winter 2022. So
Oh my god, yeah, the weave shit from Final Fantasy, yeah.
exactly. You coming from Anime Expo says a lot. You're not allowed to use that word anymore. 'Cause you actually went to
I'm weave shit all around, man. I'm only weave shit.
But yeah,
Nice, man.
but to your point, yeah, this year's ending off really strong. So Forspoken would have got decimated first of all, but so I have no idea where Hogwarts is going to fit in unless it's like later December.
Yeah, man.
I have no idea where else it's going to fit in.
I don't know, man. It's weird that they haven't said anything, and we're like closely approaching the end of this year.
Right.
Or not the end of the year, but
Yeah.
we're halfway through this year, So I don't know.
I think they said a lot though. Like at least with the way that they announced the game, they talked enough about it to keep us like satisfied for a good minute.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree because the views on that one gameplay trailer is
Dude.
like it warrants it that people are excited.
Yeah, and they really explain like in detail things that otherwise would be very worrisome. So, but it is surprising still that, you know, you would expect a bit more to be talked about, but they're just working out the kinks, I bet. You know?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see, because that game is going on all platforms, including Switch. So
Oh my God.
I can imagine them doing just a worldwide release and delaying it to
Yeah, they go
2023.
Pitbull on it. Yeah, Mr. Worldwide. You know.
or they do that scummy thing where they release it on all platforms and then Switch comes later. Because
Yeah.
we've seen that for other games too.
Yeah, man. Are y'all getting it for PlayStation? I mean, assuming.
Yeah.
Okay.
That DualSense is gonna be in full tandem and for that game.
That's true.
They already
That's
said that
true.
they're already doing all the kinks for DualSense features and stuff like that, and so that 100% is gonna be PS5.
Yeah,
Right?
that's something. So maybe you've said, but are you getting the game?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you a fan of like that universe?
I used to be when I was a kid, but then I grew up.
Make me spit out my drink, man! I swear to God.
God damn!
I was about to reach into my microphone, choke out this motherfucker.
Why are you buying it then?
Because it's cool. That's why he's trying to be the big boy here. He likes the little kid shit too, man. It's okay.
Oh man. Well, I need an RPG, man. So
Yeah. Okay. I feel you.
Yeah. Come on.
That's cool, man. Yeah, man. Excited. Yeah, it's a great year for games. You know, just in general, whatever you have, like there's what?
I'm fighting Margit or whatever his name is.
Oh God, yeah, you're gonna get learned.
You're gonna get learned.
You're gonna get learned. No, man.
No, yeah, the end of this year is gonna be crazy, man. I'm really excited for everything.
I'm looking forward for a game that I'm looking.
Yeah,
I haven't
bitch.
gotten. It's Macho. Have you heard of Omori?
Ah! Fuck, you killed me, man. God damn it.
I'm guessing it's a scary game. Well,
No, it's an indie game. It's like like people compare it to like Earthbound and like those kinds of games, like an RPG, like turn-based RPG, like old school. It's on Switch and Xbox and I think PlayStation. I don't know. Look it up. It looks interesting. I've heard that it's a great game. So I'm, like, there's still games that I haven't purchased that came out this year, and things that I haven't finished. Horizon, you know, I have to finish it, man.
Exactly.
Do you think I should finish it before the summer ends?
I think, dude, you should have finished it 2 months ago.
Well, we can't go back in time, Macho.
You need to finish it now.
Wait,
It's such a good
so
game.
did you finish it,
Y'all just stalling on the Horizon. Just finish it. It's such a great game.
So did you finish it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
It's wild to me. It's wild to me. Game of the year contender. You haven't finished it. It's wild.
Listen, Macho, I'm too busy.
Going to anime expos and taking pictures
Yeah.
of. Never mind.
Of anime biddies,
Never
tickle
mind.
biddies.
That's a little sus, man.
But
What, tickle biddies?
back on topic. I'm excited for Forspoken. I'm glad that it's getting the time that it needs to be
get
fleshed
that,
out. Yeah, I think that game's gonna be a lot of fun. So
I
I'm
hope,
excited.
man. I really hope.
Yeah, it looks fun.
Yeah, yes, especially
At the very least.
all the covers from Game Informer they did definitely sold me on the
Yeah.
game. So
I'm glad they did that. They really went
Yeah.
into depth a little bit with the gameplay, and it sounds like it's the kind of game where you're gonna have like a nice like enemy checklist. Like there's gonna be like really strong enemies in the world, and
Yeah.
I like that shit. It's like that good old JRPG goodness, you know?
yeah. The biggest thing for me is the whole magic focus and
Yeah.
the triangle like wheel that you have to like actually dish out your spells and stuff like that, and how you combine all of those to have these really cool and cinematic looking like finishers for your spells is something that I'm really interested in. It's cool. It looks like it's a lot more involved than people think it is. So
Yeah.
I'm excited to see like how they actually flesh that out. So
Yeah. I mean, hopefully, man. Hopefully it's not a Kingdom Hearts 3 where it's like, you can do all this, and it's just spamming.
oh yeah,
same
yeah.
button.
I know with the ships and all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, cool to look at, but
Yeah,
mind numbing after a while. Yeah.
If I want to look something cool and mind, numb the mind, I'll play a Muso game, you know?
True. True.
I'll go ahead and play Age of Calamity or something. But yeah, man. Forspoken. Give it some time. Yeah, give it some time in the oven. I'm excited to see what it turns out to be.
For sure. And get that gorgeous cover of the game. That's again, I'm definitely getting physical. For sure.
Dude,
the purple on it
Steelbook.
is just sexy as hell.
Yeah.
That's just smexy stuff.
For sure.
Purple with these covers, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, you little bitch.
Yeah? You still fighting Margit?
Yeah, he's tough,
man. Or as many, or as many people call him,
Jesus.
Margaret.
Well, actually, I wanted to ask you guys too, but I guess it could be the last thing before we end the pod. The PlayStation Indie Showcase that they had a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
There's a couple of games in there that you guys were talking about that are coming to PlayStation, man.
I didn't watch them.
Yeah, Inscription.
Inscription's coming?
Yeah.
What?
Yes, sir. I love the enthusiasm.
I feel like Peter Parker when he's climbing up the wall. Woo!
Oh yeah, that was such a great moment.
Dude,
yeah,
please, I've been meaning to play that game, but I just don't want to get on my PC to play.
Yeah, there's what was it? Sea of Stars coming, which is that that JRPG made by the guys who did The Messenger. There's
that game one called so good.
There's one called Shim. I think it's Gene described it as like a Resident Evil like horror game. Evil? Yeah, it's like a Resident Evil like sci-fi horror game. So Walt, this is definitely up your alley.
Bro.
Yeah.
Why did I miss this?
Yeah, check out the Indie Spotlight Showcase like on the PlayStation channel or their blog post. But Cult of the Lamb's also coming. Signalis. Actually, Signalis might be the one. That might be the one.
Signalis, there's a demo of it. I downloaded it. I didn't play it, but I looked at gameplay of it, and it looks so good.
Yeah, that was my... Shim is actually the one that... It's a 3D platformer? I think it's just a platformer adventure where you have to hide in the shadows for the entire game. So you're jumping from shadow to shadow to the next level.
Are you like a cat?
I don't know if it's
You're like a little monster.
I think it's a frog.
Is it? I did see. Do you guys watch Video Game Donkey?
No.
He did a video like talking about the showcases and all that, and he said that one of the few games that actually caught his eye is one that you have to travel from shadow to shadow, and I think it's that one.
Might be, but yeah, Signalis is the one I was talking about before, where it's a psychological sci-fi horror, which might be up your alley.
Oh, I'm sold on that one. I've seen that one, yeah.
And it feels like we're learning about the Tomorrow Children for the 70th time. Is it just me?
Oh my god. Which one's that one?
It's some weird looking... I don't know.
So you really jotted it down, Macho.
I apologize.
There's so many of them. It's some weird looking...
It's the thing is, like, when did they announce this game? And, like, it's getting another edition. Did it even release? I don't know anything about this game, man. I heard it like 5 million times, and I feel like it should have released like 20 years ago. And then Curse to Golf, and then Inscription. Those are the indies that are coming to PlayStation this year.
You know what game they really haven't touched on after they announced it like once? Sports Story, which is like Golf Story, but it's like every sport.
Is it Curse to Golf? Is it that one?
Is that the one? No, I don't. Is it that one? I don't know. I know there's also the new game from Chuckle Games, the guy that did Stardew. It's like a chocolate factory or something.
Yeah.
And then there's also the creator of Shovel Knight, Yacht Games, where you're like a mouse, you're like a rat. It's another. It looks really good. It's just listen, indies. They're the cornerstone of the video game industry, and all that shit. You know, they really are.
Is that your professional voice?
Yes, sir. There you go. No, man. It's man. I need to check that showcase. I need to check the blog post or something to see what.
Yeah, it's a quick like 3-minute trailer showing all the games, and it's honestly I'm excited for quite a bit of them, especially Cult of the Lamb. That demo on PC definitely got me excited for it.
Yeah, I never played it, so it's really good.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's really fun. It's really goofy and funny. It's like a mix of Happy Treehouse Friends. Is that the show where like
Oh
they
wow, the one that they just devour
murder?
each other.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like a mix of that with Hades and really just funny humor. It's really fun.
Like the flashbacks for Black Noir.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Nice. Okay, and how do you what, Soul?
How do you feel about them like doing these little spotlights, just kind of like on the blog, and that's like what do you guys? I don't know, because I feel like I see some criticism here and there about it. Like it just feels like, okay, here's these quick little indies, and then okay, we're done. Like I don't
Man,
know.
damned if you do and damned if you don't.
Yeah,
I don't,
I think it honestly we're just people are got used to the like setting up and with the lack of E3 and all this, you don't have the usual like 2 week, spurts of announcements. And honestly, I don't see it as a bad thing. I don't think it's devaluing the importance of these games. Uh if anything, that's people projecting like they're just not interested in those games or something. I don't really see it as a negative. I just see it as a means of like it'd be worse if they literally just post like a tweet like, oh, this game, and even then people are excited for those games. I don't know. It's whatever. People are gonna hate it, whatever it is. You have both sides always. So I don't really mind. It's all right. They showcased it. It'd be sad if they just shadow drop shit without announcing it. So
Yeah, I think it's one of those things where what was a recent showcase where I think it was a PlayStation
which of many?
showcase actually. Like the most recent one where they had a couple of the indie games in there.
Right.
Remember
Yeah.
while we were reacting to them, we were like, "Oh," and I
Yeah.
said before, like, "Oh, but that could have been like a different kind of showcase." I felt like that
Right.
was just. Oh, it was Tunic. That's what it was. It was the announcement for Tunic,
Right.
and I was like, "Oh, that could have been like maybe like the tweet or like a little indie showcase." Like, and this is what I'm talking about. Like, we don't have like these
it could have
big.
been this.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I'm okay with stuff like this because then when we get to the actual showcases, we don't have a Tunic announcement. It's like it's coming to PlayStation. Like, okay, cool. This is something I'm gonna be like, okay, yeah, and these are coming, and they get a nice little video showing of what I can look forward to for if I want to get them on PlayStation and stuff like that. So
Yeah. I mean, it's all about. I don't think they've had a moment where they announce the game in a way that's disrespectful. I mean, as long as they just announce it in a way that's like, oh, this game is coming out and this game is coming out, and they don't just gloss over it. It's fine. Uh, there's only so many big showcases, so many games and you can announce in a showcase. So
yeah,
yeah,
and
I don't expect a state of play every week.
yeah, and I fully expect these indies to take advantage of DualSense stuff. So
Yeah.
description's already confirmed to have DualSense features in it. So
Ooh,
I'm definitely
Sweet.
looking forward to that.
Cool.
you're gonna feel the cards right in the fingertips.
Exactly.
Yeah, I guess so.
Sweet,
But
man.
yeah, man, that is going to wrap it up for this week's episode of the DualShock Sense podcast. Want to remind everyone before we start these outros to go ahead, like, share out the podcast, and subscribe. We actually got a new subscriber, so thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
two
you.
more than
Welcome
100.
on
We can
in.
customize our URL. So
You gotta stop, man. You gotta stop that.
I will not stop until we get that customize URL. I'm doing it.
But yeah, man. Macho, why don't you kick things off for us? What do you got coming up this week?
This weekend is very, very busy, guys. I'm gonna go visit a lot of family stuff, wedding stuff. So
Yikes.
I'm it's gonna be tons of fun.
No, yikes.
I have no idea what you're talking about. So so it's gonna be a lot of fun, but I'm gonna be busy. I'm gonna be doing a lot less gaming, but and with that said, I'm doing a lot of DNF Duel when I do get the time this week, so I can prepare for the tournament. More Final Fantasy 14, and then really just anticipate Live Alive and Xenoblade Chronicles 3 at the end of this month. So I'm really excited for those, and yeah, man, just gonna be chilling.
Damn.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying,
right.
too.
He has a lot of planned out. Yeah.
Walt, what about you, man? What do you got? Margit's deceptively quick, man.
Yes. He's a big boy, but he's fast.
Yeah, you can catch him in the air, by the way. So just try
Yeah.
that.
You can stagger him. So, what do I have planned? Trying to break this lull with the game, which I currently am with Destiny 2. Surprisingly, I've been playing Destiny 2 the whole podcast, and I'm having a blast, man. Yeah, man. Play more of the new games, get more through Horizon, because I actually got through more of it last week. I'm in a different like section, area, biome, whatever you want to call it.
Which one?
The desert. Like it's like
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's a good one.
yeah, there's a city beneath the desert.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite parts of the game.
And I met this guy that he's like, oh, we're traveling performers, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Okay.
I love them, man. I love that group. They have
They're really cool
fun.
so far.
Yeah, they have really fun stories.
I love that Aloy is always over people shit. She's just like, okay, like
She's nosy as
to
hell.
get in.
Yeah, she's nosy.
yeah,
as hell.
yeah. She's I mean, hey man, she's basically a kid.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
No.
Finally. Okay.
I'm gonna get ready for another trip next week.
Oh,
I'll
where
be
you
going Puerto Rico, visit my family. What?
No, I just said, oh.
Oh, okay. My sister doesn't know I'm going, so it'll be a surprise for her. I'm getting my freaking clothing ready again. I had to unpack and pack again from Anime Expo. I just finished some reservations at some northern place where I'm gonna be staying at, like Connecticut or something, because there's this activity, some weird ass activity, two people getting together. I don't know, man, some weird shit.
I was very confused. I was like, wait, hold up. Connecticut.
Hold up.
You better RSVP, son. Let me know if
No.
chicken or steak.
That's the I need to RSVP. We just finished like getting like tickets and like the hotel and like called and everything. We just need to RSVP.
Yes, sir. 2 more months.
So sheesh, time flies. And not much else, man. I know, man. It is what it is. You know, life. You know, am I right, guys? How about you, Sol?
Not much. I think Elden Ring's got its hooks into me, man.
Woo!
Yeah, not gonna last long.
Shut the fuck up! Get my game's name out your fucking mouth!
But no, I'm Jesus Christ. Yeah, so I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying it. That's probably really about it until Stray comes out. Honestly,
It's crazy, man. Like, you're really excited for that game. Do you like cats?
Yeah, man. They're cute as hell.
Okay.
They're cute. Mike said like he's in a biker gang or something. like he wanted to say something really, really cherishing and cute about cats, but he also had to put a hard edge on it. Yeah, man, they're cute as hell.
Yeah, they're cute as hell.
all right, you assholes.
I love it.
Yeah, I killed Margit, man. Yeah, what now, huh?
Hey, how many tries?
I don't want to say.
Oh no.
He was trying the whole podcast.
Nah, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah,
It was probably like 6 tries, to be honest.
Okay. A lot of people struggle with them.
Did you use a summon?
Yeah, of course I did.
Yeah, use all the fucking
But he
use
died,
every
but-
help.
Yeah.
It's there for a reason, man.
Oh man, what a punk! You're not supposed to use those. It's unwritten code of honor
Hey, man,
for all
shut the
Dark
hell
Souls
up.
games.
That was my attitude for both Demon Souls and Dark Souls 3, but Elden Ring, you know what? I don't care anymore. I'm just gonna do it. So
That's right, as you shouldn't. That's right.
Yeah, man. It's like that's why I feel like in any show, there's always that one person that's like, no, honorable. It's like, no, bro. Like, I don't give a shit. Like, if I'm a pirate, people are like, there's an unspoken rule, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna shoot you. It's like, yeah, that's the unspoken rule. You know?
It's like Ghost of Tsushima, and his uncle's like honor, and he's like no.
Yeah, I'm literally like James that guy. It's like people are like, no, you have to follow the road, and I'm like, fuck the road, I'm gonna slap you. Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's really about it for me. Reading some more. I'm reading this book called the Maleficent Seven.
Ooh.
It's basically the this like queen who's like this like evil queen. She leads like an army of like slaves and shit like that. She like ran away. She like ran away from her army because she was like bored of like winning so much. So she like runs away, goes into hiding for like 40 years or something like that. She's back as like this old lady, and apparently like there's this ruler who's coming in to like basically like take over her land. So she's like going to like all her old generals and like basically like bringing the band back together. It's basically like these 7 people who are all like very weird and interesting. Like one of them is like a vampire, another one's like a pirate queen. Another one's like a necromancer, and it's like really like dark humor and like depraved shit that I like. So it's a pretty good book so far.
What's it called? The Maleficent Seven?
Yeah,
I'm interested just because of the whole Maleficent name. So that's
Yeah.
So you finished Dune?
No, dude, I'm weird with my books. I bounce around a lot.
Nice.
So like I'm also reading this book called The Hunger of the Gods. It's like a really like gritty like Viking book. So yeah, I'm like halfway through that, but then like I don't know, I was like online just like looking at like recommendations for like books, and then I saw Maleficent 7, so I was like, oh okay, I'll check that out. So now I'm like putting all my time into that. So yeah, I bounce around a bit. But yeah, so
Gotcha.
reading those, making my way through the DC animated universe as well, and that's pretty much about it. So yeah, man.
Do you
I was gonna do it-
actually get your books physical, or do you do like an
yeah.
e-reader or something?
Yeah, physical.
Oh, physical. Okay. 'Cause I figured since you're a Prime, you probably like have Audible too, but
Yeah, physical.
Yeah, I do both.
Sure.
I got my Amazon Kindle, which is I really like it.
yeah, I'm the same. Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's gonna do it for the podcast this week. Yeah, we will catch you guys next week with another episode. Is there anything happening next week?
Nothing far as I know.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't
really-
think there's anything happening next week. No.
An acquisition.
Jesus. I don't know. I had a dream that PlayStation acquired CD Projekt Red. I was like, why am I dreaming about this?
The prophecy.
You're becoming
Yeah.
You're becoming a Twitter boy. Oh
You
no.
should become
man, I
you should
guess
become
so.
an insider.
And that's apparently very easy to do nowadays, man. But yeah, man, that's it for the podcast. DualShock Sense crew is signing out. We'll catch you guys next week. Peace out.